No, this rally make my blood pressure go up.
So you should get a filter sometimes, filter your thoughts before you say.
I'll continue to take blood pressure medication.
Why are you getting high blood pressure, Jonava? Now,
I'm not taking medication for myself. I'm taking it for people like some of you guys that after the January, February something, and then people like Soludo, that is a good spoiler. I thank God for his life. He's working for my.
And I am ready to die defending Nigeria in whatever way. When it is God's time for us to go, it is.
And you took my time to God. You are ready to defend Nigeria. I gave you my time.
No, I'm coming.
Alex, hold on. You already started.
What I'm saying, defending Nigerians is this.
I gave him my time and he's using it to defend me.
No, sorry. I'm sorry.
I hope that Nigeria wins. I'm never going to wish any president evil so that I can say I told you so. No, I won't wish them evil. I hope. You see, I'm not praying. There's no point. I can't pray for Nigeria to be fine. I only hope that Nigeria wins and Nigerians win. Because if you choose a dodgy doctor who has a dodgy record, who has, all sort of accusations leveled against him, to say this doctor, we think he's done this, or this doctor, this surgeon, yes, he's a senior surgeon, he's the most whatever surgeon, but there are a lot of accusations leveled against him. If you choose him to operate on you, and you tell me to pray for you that it doesn't kill you surgery, what's the point? I can't pray. You might make it, you might not make it. My prayer won't change anything. So I hope Nigeria and Nigerians win during Tinubu's 4 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uncle, right? I have the right to address Showore the way I like. You don't know what Showore did to me. So learn to control your emotion, right? That is the only thing that I'm going to tell you. But if you don't want to control your emotion and you insult me here, I'm going to insult you 100%.
Okay.
You understand? You cannot insult me on a normal ground. Fiscally, you can't insult me, right? I will treat you like a child. If you insult me physically, I will handle you like a child. I don't care your age. Do you understand? You are powerful over the camera, so you can say whatever you want to say, but you can't yet say it to me physically. You understand? I will handle you like a kid.
Can we arrange the meeting ground? Can we arrange the meeting ground?
So learn to control your emotion. You understand?
Okay.
Please don't take him out. I also have a right to respond because he mentioned my name. There's no need to take him out. All you have to do is to meet them or something. And you're taking too long to admonish them.
Comment.
What did you say?
Comment.
I know, but he mentioned my name, so I'm asking to respond to him.
When he gets your time, then you
No. He mentioned my name.
If you want to make it rowdy, I will take you out.
Take me out, you son of a bitch. Take me out. You think you're a big boy because you're moderating.
Take him out, please.
Hello, come on. Don't use such word now.
Don't forget, that state is now an oil-producing state. So they now have derivation, if you are not aware. So if you want to speak for anybody, please do not defend a character like Yabelo. Please do not.
Okay, let me respond to him. One second.
Do not defend a character like Yabelo. Do not.
All right, thank you, Mohammed.
The people of that state.
Can I respond to him?
No.
Then go to hell. Rudolph, go to hell.
All right.
Rudolph, I've never seen this part of him before. Tinubu is a
legitimately. There are few like me that are not. All the people who are in this country, They make government money. This one never touch government money. They stole government money. Everybody you see today who say they are billionaires, they have this, they have that. In 1997, 98, they are nowhere. Zero. Ask him. Zero. You know, you don't want to get angry. Any day I get angry, I will call my names. We were there last night. I told you, I said, stop using our dollar. Let us see how they will. Because they have no business. Let them stop using our dollar. They are stealing money and changing to dollars. They pack dollars in their house. How can the economy be well? It's not possible.
All right. It's good to see all of you this good afternoon. It's good to be once more on the stage. Today is going to be a beautiful day because I already have Mr. Okpobolo behind the behind the stage, and so we're going to have a very brief discussion on what our brother, the councillor who just spoke some minutes ago. We're going to try to dissect what he has said, and then we'll also go ahead and discuss maybe other current issues in the Nigerian news. But here's how I want to start. And listening to all he has said, I want to give you a takeaway. A takeaway from my desk would be that, listen, everybody who has been in the leadership position in Nigeria is a hireling. They are not sons. And you see, as a Christian, the people that build nations are sons. The people that build their father's houses are sons. Sons build the father's houses, not the hirelings. Hirelings come in and they work for their money, those who are honest ones, and the ones that are not honest will steal away from you. You know the reason why they do that? Because they have no stake in what they have come to do. They have no stake in the business. They have no stake in the country. They have no stake in the community. They are visiting laborers at the end of their tenure, which may be 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years. They will pack up and go. But the people who remain there are the sons. I want to say, by my own summation, that we have not really had sons in leadership position in Nigeria. Very few. And those few that have been there have made mark that are unforgettable. But the rest, people who are in place of leadership right now, and especially in these recent days, are all simply hirelings. They have no conscience. They have nothing to lose. Their priority is their belly first. Their priority is their foreign masters. Those they pander to try to create an impression. Their own beauty starts from abroad, not at home. And they are always concerned about trying to please the world than to please the nation that has given birth to them, than to please the people of the nation that have come to serve. Their interest is in the international stage. They want to do everything possible to please their masters. And that's why when you see people who have come to position of leadership in Nigeria, there's nothing to write home about them. They are not concerned. They don't wear Nigerian clothes most of the time. And even when they choose to wear the Nigerian clothes, they wear the one designed by foreigners. They don't sit on Nigerian chairs. They import their Italian chairs. They don't wear Nigerian suit. They import their suit from Italy and all the rest of around the world. They don't drive Nigerian cars. They drive, all the foreign-made cars, the Rolls-Royce, the Jaguars, the Maybachs, and the rest of them. That's what they drive. They don't have time to go to Obudukato Ranch to have a holiday, or go to the waterfalls in what do you call the warm spring in Bauchi. They don't go there. They don't go to those places. They don't go to Mambula Plateau to go and look at the beauty of Nigeria. They don't go to Ogunike Lake to go and look at how it is. They don't bother about themselves with the ocean liners, the waterfront in the Nigerian community that is really not developed, which will bring us a lot of money and create employment for their people. They're not concerned about that. No, they're not. If you are thinking they're concerned about that, you are wasting your time. These guys some of them don't even eat Nigerian food. You know, it's only in Nigeria where a man wake up in Lagos and he takes his breakfast in London, and by afternoon he's doing lunch in England and sorry, in America, and by the following day he's back. Who does that and develops a nation? If you think that we are building a nation, let's refer back to just yesterday local government election and what played out before your very eyes and my eyes. Are we making any progress? Do you think this platform is being able to influence lives, and are people coming to hear what you have to say? And are they changing? Have they used stop snatching ballot boxes? So as long as you have a hireling who is in charge of your economy, who is in charge of your land, who is in charge of means of production, or otherwise creating means of production, I have no stake in your land. My brothers and sisters, we're wasting our time. If you look at the nations of the earth that have made it, every one of them who come to place of leadership as sons. That's why they put their feet down. We used to have sons come to leadership position. That's why a male primary school teacher like Tafawa Balewa left the position without having anything to hold on to. And that's why people like Awolowo, who can still refer to them as what their efforts were in the southwest. That's why some people like Michael Okpara is still celebrated to tomorrow because of what he did while he was there. When shall we have such leadership? And that's the question I bring to you as we invite our audience. This young man today have told us what it is to be a leader and what you have to bring to the table when you are coming. Do we have such people in Nigeria? And are you still believing that the people who are there really intend for your good? Have you ever imagined how much it costs for a man to be able to make away with 1 billion naira? What are you going to do with it? You want to kill yourself? But will they do it and do it comfortably? So I invite you guys. I don't want to take hug the mic, as they say. I will invite my very first guest, and then of course my second guest. The very first one is Mr. Okpobolo, who indeed is a very awesome guy. His analysis come with fire, whether you like it or not. You go hear him. Okay, and I bring my brother, very cool and gentle. Those days we call people like him, we refer to them those days as Gregory Isaac. They are cool rulers. They just tell it to you the way it is. If you listen to reggae, you know who Gregory Isaac is. But if you don't, well, too bad. I'm not going to explain. Chim, you're welcome. Mr. Kobler, you're welcome. You followed our brother, who invariably, I like his stand, because when they ask him question about trying to maybe, he just makes it a bit broader, not trying to weigh into the tribal thing, so that nobody can hold him, and say, okay, now Igbo man, they talk as Igbo man. However, I think he was able to distinguish himself. What do you say, Mr. Kobler? What's your general view of what he discussed?
Instead of you to go straight to the introduction, Paolo, Ajepako, Mr. Tim, Ajebota, period. You just did it.
But by the way, bros, the both of you are introduced from the Jamaican background. The cool ruler is of Jamaica. You said like Jamaica. So who you are? Where I come there at 40, amigo.
First of all, let me do shout out to my excellent governor for the overwhelming victory. We cleared the senatorial election. Congratulations, Mr. Okpaholo. We are doing well. 2028, not sure. They say we know go school, we know Sabi speak English, but we are winning, which is the most important thing. Keep winning. And now let's go to yes, and our His Excellency. Make I recognize her with his title as a Nigerian that he is. It was the Honorable Junior. I think for me, I'm not gonna lie, this his own section of the interview will stay with me for a very long time, because not that you understand how the American system works, but you understand how the world works. And with his age, I mean, these are the kind of people you want to work with, even if he understand the consequences, he know if he do much. But for the fact that he has the knowledge of how things work, if you go this route, this is what is going to happen. If you go this route, this is what you are likely to get. So I mean, and he said he's going to be a serviceman for the next 40 years. So I mean, if I say let me look at the future if there is hope, I think now people like that I will say okay, the fact that you understand how the world works is very important, because a lot of people who are vying for the position of power don't literally understand how things work, and when they can't get there, they will now be faced with the challenge that, oh shit, now so it be, do I have to go with them more? I mean, so but once you understand how it works before you even climb the ladder, to even if you want to even go the route that will go against the interest of your people, for instance, as a Nigerian, as a black man, you would know, okay, oh, this is what I'm going to, this is what is going to happen. What other choice do I have? Which and that question, the answer, and when at the very end, at the early when Dr. Damage they asked a question that he was saying that yes, this is not a war. Yes, the system is bad, whatever. But he said he felt that his job in this world, even the phrase him as a religious person, is for him to do the little he can. Yes, I understand this place is dangerous. Yes, I understand that I'm gonna have to work against the interests of my people. But guess what? Maybe I still do one thing. If that's all what I can do, and somebody else called Jonah, and I think they talk, God willing, maybe have more people thinking like that. I think that's where the coalition of willings they come to play here. People keep not understand the relationship with the Israel and the America, right? It's a convergence of interest. If you go back the history of the Jew, what did they pass through? They don't want to experience this again. If I want to use their rhetoric. And the only way they cannot experience it again is to align with the superpower, who in a way is in a position to deal with them like that. So if I for me to be, whatever these people want, I will give it to them, right? So again, you have to now look at the interest of the American hegemony. What do they want? They want to control that region because of the energy hub of the world. So if you are in control of that, automatically every other thing fall in place. So now convergence of interest, now they play out. So that's why people don't understand, oh, how small Israel they control America, or how they no, it's not about. So and again, the same people when they make that argument, they will still make the argument that, oh, you control most of the corporation in Nigeria, in America. That's the system right there. So if you invested so much in this in corporation that run the system, then you control the government. It's as simple as that. That's why people they say, don't go tell the teeth. Whoa, it's again. So what I'm trying to say, the fact that this young man, right, coming from Onitsha, right, this one not be saying, I'm Papa na America, I'm Mama na America. No. This na Tibugu was born in Onitsha, but for him to have a profound understanding of the system that he grew up in, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I was just smiling, man. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. And again, he spoke like a politician that he is, right? Even though most of the time, especially that the argument between the African American, who is an African American, even at that, the way the guy they navigate the direct question, I was impressed. I mean, the 26-year-old at that time where I did say, I don't even know. So I don't gonna lie. I don't think. I mean, I will if I get money, I will donate to his campaign.
Okay, thank you so much. I was also just like you. I was quite impressed with his answers and his some of the pushback that he put. And I wish what's his name now? The guy from California. I wish he was here now because he seemed to know so much about politics. Let him go and tell us where we are missing it. But he's not here yet, so I'll leave until he comes. Yeah, Mr. Chim, what's your overall take about that? Is there any area that you think he didn't make a good mark?
I didn't watch him so much. I drifted into sleep where I was, and I barely just woke up. So the only thing for me, the only takeaway for me, not necessarily his contributions. At least the last place I listened to him was when he was responding to the question about the U.S. relationship with with Israel and the role the US is playing, in his own view, in enabling the I don't know what word he used, the crisis going on in that region. That's the only place, if you ask me out. He's an intelligent young man, but that's the only area I would say he probably is not too deep. I think it's coming from an emotional angle of the modern day Democrat, who the way the Democrats have become when it comes to their
let me tell you why. And again, it's coming from Texas. Texas is, you cannot say anything against Israel, even as a businessman.
Okay.
It's a crime. So that's why I say, as a politician, he navigated you well. Okay. You coming from Texas is a different thing than you just being a Democrat. A Democrat in Texas. So yeah.
Okay. So but my impression is I hope as a people, and I mean as Nigerians, we can see how old again is he? He's not in his 30s yet.
26.
26, and is already actively in politics. He defeated somebody who had been there for a pretty long time.
12 years.
Yeah, good. So that should be a message to our politicians back home that in other climes, people of that age are being given an opportunity. Funny enough, we just had an election yesterday back home in Nigeria, and we're already seeing how the outcome is with everything. So that should be a lesson to us back home, that in other places, there is a warm handshake to the next generation. One generation is handshaking the other one to take over in a very civil and straight up process. There is no snatch it, grab it. There is nobody telling anybody, go back to your ancestral home. There's nobody telling anybody any funny thing. It's just competence. Do the voters buy into whatever it is promising them? If yes, they're giving him their votes. And if he performs, he will win his re-election when the time comes. And then just simply grow politically from there. There's just no godfatherism per se. So that's the only thing that I would say impressed me about his appearance today on the show.
Okay, so I'm still with you, Chim. Why is it difficult in Africa for the younger people to take over governance? And why have they, if in answering that, put in mind, why is there no urgency on the part of the young people to press to change the status quo?
I would say there is no urgency on the part of the young people. Listen, as much as I sometimes come and I criticize Nigeria and Nigerians, I mean, as a Nigerian myself, I know how tough the terrain is to be able to make progress. I totally acknowledge that. So, but again, let's look at it from this angle. I don't know how many of you recently have, I don't know, Mr. Pablo Ovie, whether you know, Professor Chidi Odinkalo wrote a new book called The Electorate. I don't know if you have heard about that.
Yeah, I've seen the book. I've not read it. I saw the book.
So yes, I'm going to respond from what he said in that book with respect to this. So when you have an elite that is plotting to do what I refer to as a family hostile takeover, that's what is going on in Nigeria. We're having a hegemonic transfer of power from father to mother and in that order. And using the judicial platform as an example, where judges are planting their children. When there are judicial appointments to be made, you find the Chief Justice putting his brother as in one thing or the other. You find a judge, recommending his fiance. You find, for instance, Wike's sibling or relative there were opportunities in the FCT court or something like that, and they're all filling those slots with their children, their family members, their concubines, and all that or whatnot. It's also happening when it comes to the political sphere. You're finding a politically astute father trying to make sure the son gets a seat and all that. These are things that are happening, and it is hamstringing people who don't have any political clout but want to go in and test the waters themselves. They're struggling to find their feet. So when you're having all those kinds of things, then it's going to be a challenge. Yes, some might say, but it also happens in some form in the Western world. Yes, but it's not like the father foists their son. A child might get interested in politics like the father. He also go and test his own popularity. Maybe if his father has done well, he might rub off on the son himself. But this is not that the father just foists the son. In Lagos State, we saw a man foist his daughter. He forced someone to leave a seat for his wife. He did. We've seen a senator telling us how he uses his wife, who is a member of the judiciary, to win court cases for his friends and associates in the legislative arm of government and friends generally. So these things are happening, and as much as they are happening, they hamstring people who have good intentions and want to come around, young people who might want to go in there and contribute. So those are some of the challenges we're facing. It's not an excuse for Nigerians not to keep pushing forward, but it's certainly something of concern that is not helping matters. So, I know, let me yield to Ovie. He might want to have one or two things to say on this.
Yeah, I think, in disagreeing and agreeing with your points is that, you said it that some people come and argue that it happens everywhere. That's true. But why Nigeria is very dangerous, just like the way you put it, is that the institution doesn't work. It doesn't checkmate anybody. So in America, if you force your children to be somewhere, right, there's a limit to where you can go. So I think that's also very important. But I totally agree with you. It's still very big manism. Who know who? Like it's forceful. But in terms of the question KJ asked, why in regards young people. 3 things. Let me come with 3. They think 3. You understand? This is my made up theory, right? 3 here means our young honorable junior, Showore and Obi. That is 1 3. The second 3 is that for me, I think for you to be in leadership at that level or in a political setting, you need 3 things. One in these 3 things. You either have the knowledge of how things work, how the system works, or you have money, because in politics, money there are 2 currencies: money and vote. And money buy everything, buy votes too. You either have money, or 2, you have a platform. These 3 things. So how I tell you later with them, Showore, this guy and Obi, is this the young man. So listening to him at a point, he said that what inspired him to actually go into that contest is not necessarily if he win or if he lose, right? Because even when he reach out to his friend that this is where he's going, they say, you are going against somebody who's been there for 12 years. How do you do it? You don't have money and all that? I say, well, for me, the most important thing for me is that I will gain a lot just going through the process. And I think that's the knowledge, right? When you go through the process, you have actually registered yourself. The state, the local authority will recognize you as a responsible entity. Nowhere you go, where they will treat you like a stranger. People don't see that. And I always use that as a track and field, right? People always say, when I have opportunity to talk to younger people, I say, come. Everybody knows if you world champion, Olympian, or a record breaker. That's not possible. All of us were there. It's not possible. But one thing I will guarantee you, if you go through this process, you either get a job, get connected, travel, or go free school. One of these things is guaranteed. In my own case, I actually take advantage of all. So just the great benefit of just going through the process is overwhelming. And I think that's the knowledge the young guy has. And look, at the end of the day, he succeeded beyond even his own expectation. That even if he fails, he knows that will empower him to go further. That's where him comes in, and where having knowledge of the system also comes in. Now, Showore has a platform. You cannot deny that. Sawara Report was the thing. It was Sahara Reporter and against every other media, just like the way Twitter is now, or Joe Rogan is to the mainstream media. That was Sahara Reporter. That is a big platform. And if you have that, that's enormous power and responsibility. Now, he took advantage of that and announced himself. Today, if you want to write the history of Nigeria, this era, even though millions of Nigerian names will not appear, Showore name will appear. That is the benefit of him having that platform. But again, he found another platform called AAC. This is where the third thing come in, Obi. Just imagine Obi, 9 get AAC. AAC. We are recording what? 30-something House of Rep member that the obedient contributed. How many senators? You know how many local government chairman we talk about here? How many, at the state level, if to say 9, he has a party that he controls, right? So that is another advantage of you actually taking advantage of. That's where Obi comes in as a leader, right? He inspires not just the young people. Where KJ, what KJ was talking about, the young people seeing that, there's a viable platform, which is again what this guy take advantage of. Our young councilman that came here. There's a viable platform already. It's a Democrat. That's a viable platform. So we lack viable platform in Nigeria. We lack the young people lack platform. The young people lack money, but most importantly, they lack how the system works. Because now, just like what KJ is talking about, how many of young people please say come? Just like the book that I'm talking about, know that this is actually happening. Because in order for you to counter it, you have to actually know that it's actually happening first. Because if you are still arguing, right, it's very easy to argue, push Chimebada, right? But that means we are not going to find solution. So you have to know that it's happening. Believe that you know how to counter it. That's why they question people they say when they bring foreign aspect to Nigeria, say, you're always comparing. You're not comparing. You just have to understand their role. It's important. Knowing it is important first, because that's where you solve someone problem. So the Nigerian young people are being deprived these three things. The knowledge, you are victim of history. There's no viable platform, because even the Showore platform, I don't know banner for protest. This is my anger against Showore. You have a political party. You can't account for the progress of the party in terms of membership. You don't want any, what is your point for protest? So the Nigerian young people don't have a viable platform, and most importantly, who wants to say I want to put a 1 billion naira to make sure 2 people or 3 people get into House of Assembly? Only those that have the money and have the interior motive will do that. So these are the 3 things I believe that is actually working against the Nigerian young person, but at the same time can be a favor if we have access to it.
All right. Thank you so much, Obi. I want to ask you, this question would have gone to Chim, but let's start from you. This guy, is he from the place where he represents? Is he the king of that tribe? That place? Is he an indigene?
Yes.
Okay, he's an indigene.
Because you have to be resident. No, you have to be here. You go say residents, right? You have to be a resident of that.
That's where I'm going.
Yeah.
So, but those people who reside in Lagos are not allowed to even vote. Talk more of contesting. So, are we really a serious people? Are we really a set of people who are serious? Because if he can leave Nigeria and many other Nigerians, I'm just using him as an example. I have a friend who is in London. She's a counselor. She's one of the what I don't know how they call it, but she's one of the councillors in London. So these people are not indigenous of those nations. By every look, they are different color from the places where they are. Why are the people in that place not discriminating against them and saying, no, you can't contest because they are not?
Okay, KJ, we have to also recognize that practically we are not there yet. Now, what do I mean? Because when I say practically, legally for Nigeria, if you actually vote for Lagos, if you vote for any other tribe or any other person, I think legally it's happening. But now implementation is where we have to fight. I use that word fight because our young councilman that came here also talk about how those that make the sacrifice for him to be having this opportunity. That's where he was going back and forth with Kene, that we have to be very grateful to the African American. That's what it was, because literally, as a black man in America, you nothing, you know, if you vote, you are useless in terms of the political arrangement, right? So blood were shared. That's why I always talk to Nigeria. For us to actually attain freedom, for the sense of it, people will die, millions, either directly or by starvation or whatever. So sacrifices were made before America got to where it is now, right? So let's understand that part. So in Nigeria, it is the implementation, which is where the knowledge come in. And again, to support Chim, what Chim is saying, that actually what is going on, right? all these on paper, legally, state, local government, everybody getting autonomous. Everybody's supposed to do it without actually the federal government on paper. But how many of us know, which is where the knowledge comes from? But even if you want to know, somebody will come with, it will present what Chimejob give to us as if it's a propaganda or it's a conspiracy theories. They will just use that to just destroy that argument, right? But if all of them work hand in hand. So legally, I think all these structures is there in our constitution. But how do we make sure we implementation? That's where we as a people need to fight, which is where the winning come from. We don't need to win the position, but we need to have the knowledge of all these small things.
All right. Thank you. Chim, while you're answering that, also, we're going to watch that video later. When he talked about the people that are in office are sometimes the least qualified. And but if you still see how sharp this guy is, and you see how sharp some of the politicians outside of Africa, let me not say Africa, but Nigeria as in particular, are sharp. I'm not saying that everybody in Nigeria is not sharp. How be it that we always have to end up with the wrong set of people who cannot even think through a small process on how to get results without having to read from notes written and all that kind of thing. You see, this guy came in and he answered all the questions. He wasn't referring to any notes. He wasn't referring to anything. Even some of the questions I thought was going to be difficult, he answered them with ease. So how is it that, like I asked Ovie, you can go ahead and answer, sir. And maybe if you have any area you want to expand to, please feel free.
Okay, so I think the thing is, generally everywhere in the world, there are intelligent people in politics, but most of the time, if you aggregate the number, most of the people who go into politics are not necessarily the most intelligent. It doesn't matter whether it is Nigeria, US, everywhere. It's not. It's not always because of the nature of politics. Politics is a game of popularity, a game of acceptance, but not a game of intelligence. It's not a sphere that necessarily deals with how intelligent you are most of the time, but how popular you are and how visible you have been to the people. You see how he started. He had been doing some bit of community work. He was helping children and, all those sort of things. So maybe the young people he had been working with are the people who showed up for him when the elections came up, and he was able to remove the incumbent who had been in office in that particular constituency. Now, the thing is, even though it is not a game of intelligence, nonetheless, people who go into politics in other climes, like where we are, they do their homework. They try to understand what is important to the people. They know that the votes count, because when you know that the votes count, you prepare yourself. You would read up, you would get involved in things that will be of interest to the people, that will make the people want to pick you or vote for you. So you would also want to brush yourself up in terms of being able to know how to do public speaking. Because remember, it's politics, and politics, like I said, is public. So there's going to be a lot of public speaking. There will be moments where you are invited on short notice to give a speech. Nobody expects you to start writing a long, winding, paperwork to come and stand and miss. No, you have to speak from your heart. So if you haven't internalized what's going on in the community, it's not in your heart. You won't be able to speak what you know. So, for instance, I don't know. If you've been following the politics of, by the way, it's a coincidence. He represents a constituency in the US called Grand Prairie. There is a place. There's a city here in Canada, in Alberta, where I live, called Grand Prairie. So the first day I saw it, I thought he was a Canadian politician, actually. But the thing is, you would understand what those people are going through. If there is, let's say, for instance, if there is a broken down water pipe with some sign of history, maybe they've been trying to fix it you will be able to know that. So that when somebody asks you, what do you think about this? You'll be able to even go memory lane to say, yeah, this thing has been a historical issue, blah, 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 where I think the councillors are dealing with it. You'll be able to speak a bit to it. The Nigerian politician does not believe in votes. They know the electorates don't count. They know votes don't count. And because they know all of this, they don't waste their time trying to understand the people, understand what their needs are, and be able to speak, because they don't know. But in those places, they know that the voter is the king. That even though when they eventually emerge, they will be more popular than the voter, but they know that voter is their foundation. If they don't speak to the heart of the voter, they are done for. So that is the difference. That is why you find our politicians, when somebody tells you, okay, 2023, several debates were supposed to hold for the presidential candidates in that election in Nigeria. How many of those debates held? 0. We all know why it didn't hold. Now, people went to Chatham House. If we can still recall the speeches given by each of the candidates who went to the Chatham House, at least 4 of them went to Chatham House. Or was it 3? Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. Did Kwankwaso go? I can't remember. So, but he went. Okay.
Yeah, 4 of them. 4 of them.
4 of them went. But we all know who went there and didn't necessarily make an impact. The person who went there and said he was going to answer questions from a teamship angle. Teamship. So they ask him question, he will give it to. He will say, "OVA, you answer that question for me." But the question is to you. Why is OVA the one answering question that is OVA is not the one running for office? We saw it. We all see it. And that person today is the one sitting in the saddle of leadership. He didn't answer any question. He went to Nigerian Chamber of Commerce, or what was that place he went to, and they asked him a question and he said he won't answer, because if he answers, he will be giving expo for his opponents to come on. I haven't forgotten those things. If you guys have forgotten, I don't have amnesia. But that guy today is the one sitting on the saddle. He's the one who said that he will not go for any presidential debate. That now debate we go shop, now data we go shop. So when somebody has that kind of mindset, what does it tell you? It tells you that he doesn't take you serious. He doesn't believe that your vote, that he needs your vote. And it's showing in his attitude, in the way he's running things, because he just believes that who are you people? You know, so I think that's the difference between the politicians in other climes, because elections matter, because votes count. They know that just saying the wrong thing alone is capable of swinging those votes for or against them. So when you know all of that, you would pander to the voter, even if you hate the voter. But at least during the election cycle, you will pander to them at the minimum. Yes.
So I'm coming still to you. So with what you've just answered, that means 2027 is already lost, if you judge by the local government elections.
So honestly, I'm not adequately prepared. When I say prepared, no, I'm not adequately schooled enough to be able to answer that question, because I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the opposition is doing. I don't know how this election was held. But yes, I do know that it's going to be difficult to remove a man who, when he was not in office, he wasn't an incumbent. He won an election that all the indices were stacked against him. Everything was stacked against him. Whether you look at it from the angle of he's not speaking to the public, or from his angle of how the public generally perceived him as a person, or his history, or all of the, things that were against him, age, parentage, Chicago or no Chicago, school, drugs, everything stacked against him. He came out on top. Now he is the one calling the shots. It is his Minister of Finance and his central bank governor that will release funds to INEC to conduct the election. When he was not in office, he won. Then yes, you're right. It's going to be almost an overhill to upstage him. It is going to be that you see this opposition, they will need to do, if APC was running at 120 kilometers to make sure they overtook PDP in 2015, this current opposition will need to be doing 300 kilometers non-stop with double horsepower and cheetah power, name all the even ostrich power, all the fast animals put them together and give them. That's what they need to do.
Okay, Chief. Pablo, you have been able to win almost all the seats in those states. And judging also from what Chim have said, which I totally agree with his analysis, and we have said it here also. Do you agree that because of that, the election is already lost? Because if judging by what we have on ground and by his own summation, that it's not the votes that count, and the Nigerian public is not ready to do beyond what they are doing now. I'm saying that based on the fact that the same rigging that have taken place in this local government election was perpetuated by the same people that we seem to be fighting over, quarreling over, boxing over to get them across the line. They are still the same persons, carrying out this heinous crime of rigging the elections. Do you think we should get ready, or do you think it's only a foregone issue? Thank you. I see Masca. I will bring you in right away. Go ahead, sir, Mr. Pueblo.
I think I will I will go with Chief on this. Chief said two things though. He said he doesn't know what the opposition is doing. Me too. I don't know. I'm not to be funny about it.
No, but I mean, hold on, Ovie. I know what the opposition is doing, and we have discussed it on this platform. We said if we were in the opposition, and I said so, I will never put my cards on the table, never, because these people intend to make sure that the most credible opposition will not have a political party. So what you need to do is to be a shifting target. That's what it is, and I think I enjoy what they are doing. Don't give anybody, or don't show your hand. Like I gave an example here. I said, be like Kenny Rogers. There's one Kenny Rogers old music. It says, every gambler knows when to walk away, when to. You must know that when you're dealing with people who are shifting, who are evil, who do not want the truth to come, you must be very careful and keep your cards to the chest. If I'm wrong, please let me know.
No, I mean that's why I said, the fight. I said because when I said I agree with Chima that I don't know what the opposition is doing. I'm coming from that angle because last election, 4 people tweeting in the room became 6 million. So, so I don't know. But the other thing Chima said against the call, the man that all odds were against him, he pulled it off. Now if he's saying get all the cards, you want it happen. That's one. I normally divide Nigerian presidency out of two direct ways: the home power and the foreign power. Right? And I the talk of this since Bola Tinubu has not offended anybody here in terms of the local power for them to gang against him, not to give him second chance. I haven't seen it. Now on the whole foreign front, when it's to Nigeria, you are listening, make I offend you this time. You see the masters, the masters say one of their puppet masters, in the name of our own Amiable Kojoewela. So come and give una the scorecard. I don't understand why would that. So the woman come and say yes, Tinubu policies are doing great. It's doing great for the people that is, give them that policy to implement. I give instances how Jimmy Damo and the rest of them come gather all the tell. So that is the result. They are satisfied with what he is doing, regardless of how many people they die. But one thing again, media is silent about the woman visit. Again, she followed that statement with Tinubu need to do the needful. You need to meet the poor people. You need to give them the cover we will give you to go and share, fast cash transfer to meet the emergency, right? She said that. And again, Bola Tinubu, knowing that it's going for 2027, it's just they slow and down yet. They're not going to. The money is there. They've already given billions to share for, I think I was 5,000. I added the one. So she actually came to reinforce that. Say, come, you need to start giving these people the money so that this shout of poverty no go to they go on, alarming. So that aspect is also Bola Tinubu will wait some few months to election before he go begin share that money. This time around now, it's not going to be saying they buy votes. It will be legal because that is what the masters said he should do. And once he did that, it don't finish. So I am totally aligned with the chief. The man everything is working for him. And as are the people where with the cry say everything is against us. Yes, with our suffer, the suffer has tripled. But the fact that nobody is organizing the people, now I'm talking about the opposition. As I said, I don't know, but from what is obvious to me, nobody is organizing the people. Because that's what it's going to take. That's the only way. What Chim said earlier on that the politics of democracy is all about numbers. Now you are not organizing that number, but instead you wait till the 11th hour to go into competition with the man in power in terms of mobilizing. Because this is not the time to mobilize with this. Organizing is too late. You have to start mobilizing. Well, how do you mobilize? That's where the money comes in. You mobilize human beings with money. So I don't see anybody doing that, unfortunately, but everything Bola Tinubu will do that at the very damn minute, and he's still going to pull it off. So it's 27 years is gone. I don't think he's gone. It's not unless the man die. Unless he die.
Thank you so much. Maska, you are welcome. Now, you have followed our discussion. Which area will you want to weigh in?
Okay, well, maybe let me start from the end. Well, Ovi was saying that, in my opinion, I think it's not going to be easy like that for Tinubu. Forget about the foreign power. I agree with your analysis, Ovi, that the Western world is heavily interested in who wins. But the reality also is that humanity has tied itself, both hands and leg, in the sense that there's a process. They say you should do election. America itself is the big trumpeter of democracy. So whether they like it or not, there would have to be some semblance of democracy come 2027. But what I'm seeing that really it's going to be a very interesting election. And perhaps I could be wrong because I'm not a politician and I'm not like Chim. I would use the word, he said he's not schooled enough, but I would say I'm not capacitized enough. The capacity is not even there. Even if you spend 10 years schooling me, I do not have that capacity to understand the dynamics of the political landscape in the country. But my take as a layman is that it's going to be pretty interesting. Because, for instance, it's very clear that the Southeast certainly is not going to vote for Tinubu. Forget party, forget whatever you do, call it anything. They are not going to vote for Tinubu. Okay? The North, most likely, is not going to vote for Tinubu, from my reading. I'm seeing writings in the wall. I mean, big people that I know, credible people that I know. I can see them enter ADC.
Maska, are you saying the North will vote Tinubu then?
No, will not vote for Tinubu. This is my reading.
No, you said the Southeast will not vote. I'm saying, are you now saying, because you didn't say the North? So I'm asking, what about the North?
Chief, did I not mention North?
No, you did. You did.
You didn't.
He did. He
so
said
my
the North.
bad, I didn't hear the North. I heard the East.
Not vote for Tinubu.
Okay, all right, okay.
So if these two regions will not vote for Tinubu, where is he going to get the votes? I'm just saying, like, I've done a good framework. I am a layman. I have zero understanding. If you talk economics, I can argue with Okonjo-Iweala. But politics, I'm zero. So I can say I'm a stupid man when it comes to politics. But this is even a madman, when he sees something, he would have his own opinion about it. This is my take. That is going to be interesting. I'm not saying that Tinubu will not come back, but I'm saying that it's going to be interesting. Why I use the word interesting is because I'm looking at, technically speaking, the country is, during Buhari's time, the country was divided between North and South. But now during this regime, it's like the breakdown has gone deeper and further. As it is now, like I said, the Southeast is not going to vote for Tinubu. The North, from my reading, the way I see this ADC going, because if it were just some small people somewhere, you could say, okay. But I don't expect a David Mark. And there are a couple of other people I've seen that I know that, again, let me deviate a little bit, because you guys spoke about the intelligence about politicians. I can tell you that Nigerian politicians are very intelligent. It's just a question of, no matter how intelligent you are, when you are like you are selling in the market, when you have a shop, you KJ, okay, maybe KJ is not even a good candidate. Even this team now is not a good. I won't say like Igbo people. You are not typical Igbo people, so.
No, we are traders now. We know the joke with business. No matter what, if you see this time, if you see me for market, push we buy, no agree. So
Mascot, you yourself, you are the prime example, because this title of people are business people traveling around the world. No, yes. To go back to history, that is what an average Hausa man is known for.
No, that's why I look at them. From the little I know about them, I'm a better trader. I'm more legit a trader. So let me use myself as an example. No matter how intelligent I am, if I open shop, is what material demand I enter shop he say he wants to buy that I will be discussing about. You get the point I'm making? It is what the politicians understand that, oh, these are voters. This is what they want. They like dancing. They like singing. Don't think that I will never discount anybody who has gone through a law school. Honestly, I will not discount that person. It takes a lot for you to pass. But for a lawyer, like somebody like Wike to come and be small time now, you know, you dance and do all that. You know, even Tinubu has danced. The only person I can't say I saw him dancing is Buhari. But I can list, is it, what's this guy now from Kogi State now that used to sing? Dino Melaye. It's either you are, before, during the olden days, it's like, as a politician, when you have the capacity to insult, especially in the North, if you can insult authority and have people like that. These are all the things that people like. So these are intelligent people. And I'm saying that some of these people, I respect their IQ. If they are in ADC, in the opposition, then I'm telling myself that they know what they are doing.
Yeah, okay. I like that where you left that.
My summary is that I don't think we should discount 2027. And actually, honestly, I think it's an opportunity for the Nigerian people. Those people who want to do well for the country, this is an opportunity when it's not cast in stone, when things are a bit shifty.
So I ask you this question, Maska. Can you analyze for us what went wrong in the last local government elections?
No, I didn't follow. Honestly, I didn't follow any local government election. I'm not a I don't follow all these things because I don't think anything good will come out of Israel.
That's where my problem lies, and that's why I posed a question to Pablo, who his governor and elder brother.
You said you know what the opposition are doing. So the question is that what did they do right or wrong this past election? The opposition.
Great. Now the opposition, and when I talk about opposition, I'm not going to the the nitty-gritty of what the local government or even the governors will be doing. I'm going to for Brooks, which is the presidency. And when I talk about opposition, I'm talking about Peter Obi as a candidate who most Nigerians feel that he can do a good job. Now, and I said here, if I were him, I will never show my card to anybody. Just the way he's going. In fact, he's a very. The other day I was analyzing something he was doing, and I felt this man, you know, whether I like it or not, the man also knows what he's doing. Except, of course, something else happened. But right now, Peter Obi is on top of his game, and he's enjoying dribbling them about. You have talked about how Donald Trump used to dribble the media. He will give them something and they'll be discussing and fighting over it, why he's doing whatever he's doing. That's exactly what Peter Obi has been doing so far. And small things threw them off, and they'll begin to debate over it. And he's going on. Right now, the struggle, or what they are trying to do, is to make sure that wherever he decides to pitch his tent will be either they'll cause chaos there and he will not get a ticket, or they will make sure that INEC has a problem with that party. So it is good. If they want to remove all the political party from the system, good. Remove them. But as long as it's concerned, until the last minute, until the very last minute, let him not declare why he's going to contest. And that's what I see. I'm coming, sir. Let them keep mobilizing the way they're mobilizing, you know, whether they are mobilizing the obedient or those who are in support, whether they are obedient or not, let them just keep going in that direction. All right, Kim, go ahead, sir.
Okay, so why I'm skeptic about this so-called opposition is because, you know, the last opposition is the ruling party, and the ruling party is ruling and also acting like an opposition. When this ruling party was the opposition, when they were small, let's look at their metamorphosis, how they metamorphose into this behemoth that is now APC. Starting with ACN, at least with ACN, and then separately CPC. We had a Lai Mohammed who constantly put PDP on the back foot. They aligned with every reasonable human being on earth that was not in politics. Save Nigeria Group was not politicians. Save Nigeria Group was individuals in what do you call them now? Civil society organizations. When PDP did anything wrong, you see these guys will amplify this thing, educate the generality of Nigerians, pump, you know, let me know. I don't want to use the word lies. What's the other word we use when we don't want to call it a lie? Conspiracies. They will pump conspiracies out. They did not, they would see, listen, if Jonathan just had a headache, and that headache was from doing his normal duties as the president, he didn't drink, he did just say that the president was in office yesterday, spent 7 hours, and he got a little headache. Lai Mohammed will go on air and amplify it and spin it in such a way that Nigerians will say, yes, this guy needs to get out of that place. I don't see any opposition now putting APC on the back foot. None. So you start from there, putting them on the back foot, selling. That way you're positioning yourself in the minds of Nigerians. At least, even if APC is the incumbent and has all the trappings of power to be able to rig or turn the elect, but at least you make them sweat a little bit. Do you understand? And then start creating opportunities to be able to checkmate them when it comes to voting. I don't see these people doing any of that right now. They're all quiet.
Okay.
Hold on. And you're telling me that it is that because they're not putting on their what cards? They don't have any cards to place on the table. That's like they're quiet.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sorry, KJ. Now, so the way KJ spoke, that's how Kenneth Okonkwo was speaking about 6 months ago. Today, now ADC member. So, okay, we'll see the card. Go ahead.
Chim, from the little I know of Nigerian politics, there are 3 different kinds of politics that Nigerian politicians play. You see, the typical APC opposition that you saw is a southwestern politics. It's a media politics.
I was going to say that, but I avoided that for a reason, but go ahead.
Yeah. What I know in the North, people don't come out. They will come out. In the North, they call it, you climb the drum. When you go to speak in front of people will climb the drum every now and then, but the real politics is played indoors. You go sit with people, you discuss those opinion molders, these key stakeholders, because my understanding is that the politics in the North, almost everybody has his followers. So where he aligns, that's where they go to. So I see a lot of this politicking happening. I see a lot of it. It's actually happening. Day in, day out, I see signs of people moving, shifting position. But perhaps maybe because they're also smart enough to know that the way you do opposition, it depends on who is in power. Somebody like Goodluck Jonathan, you can come out and criticize him. Somebody like Buhari, you can come out openly and every day you are in the media. But I don't think if you are a serious-minded politician, I don't think the smart thing to do is to come out every day, because small time now, I think they have arrested Tambua. Because small time now, you would be in EFCC. So perhaps what I'm suspecting is they will just pull the carpet at the dying minute. This is my thinking. But I'm really confident that anybody who writes up 2027, I think is not reading the polity very well.
Okay, I agree with you also. And I'm coming to Chim with a question, and Ovie also. Since you guys don't seem to see what the opposition is doing, how be it then that the whole nation, media's, government apparatus, EFCC, the courts, and even the police have been mobilized against someone who they claim came third, a former presidential candidate who have no role in government. It's not a governor. It's nothing, but the whole system is talking about this individual almost on daily basis. If you think that the person doesn't have any card, how be it that they're so concerned about what he does and where he goes, and to respond to, even if he coughs on the media, he said they will respond that that thing resembles goat, So how come be that they are so concerned about his movement, about his politics, about his visitors that he received, the countries he go to, another? Why be so?
Okay, so KJ, that is why you remember I said the last time we had an opposition is the people who are in power now, and even while they are in power, they are still the opposition. You heard me say that right here, right? Listen, I am not an APC fan, nor a Tinubu fan, but I give them something. Those guys don't sleep. They are giving the guy close marking. They know. They are acknowledging that, yes, he is a menace to them. They are acknowledging that, yes, if we rest on our oars with him, he will pull off a surprise or not. They don't want that surprise. So their strategy is to checkmate everything he does, discredit him, look for, fortunately for the man, because he is clean enough, they are not able to find any corrupt things that they can use, because if they did, they would have used it against him. So for that kind of person who commands organic followership, they see that there is a yearning from a section of Nigerians, probably those young so-called obedience, for this kind of person. They acknowledge that if there's an election, listen, these people know that if there's a free and fair election, they know they will lose. They're not denying it, they know. Did you not see the current, there's just a short clip, I wish I could have shared it with you, of Festus Keyamo, the minister, where he was talking about APC and how that, you said something to the effect that does he think APC is a party of sin and they're not criminals? Of course not. He said that. I have the video. I'm not making it up. But they didn't give, the person who shared didn't share the full thing. But he was literally saying, listen, we know we are not saints. These guys, listen, I fear the person who knows he is a thief. He knows he's not pretending he's a thief, but he's making sure he protects his stolen wealth very well. More than the person who thinks that, oh, I am a saint and society is going to align with me because I am a saint. Listen, as a Christian, people shouted, Hosanna, Hosanna. And 1 week after, what did they scream? They screamed, crucify him. Do not be shocked that in 2027 election, just like Maska has alluded, even though this man is hedging his bet, he knows the areas he has secured. First of all, that Lagos magic will not happen again. Nobody is losing Lagos to anybody anymore. They have made sure they have taken care of that. They have made sure that their Southwest will give them what they want. And they are looking at the South, where they have gotten two governors into their fold, that at least Rivers State is on their control, which is the largest population in the South. They've gone to the next populous place, which is Delta. If they secure that and secure Akwa Ibom, he's home and dry. He will hedge his bets with Hope Uzodinma and Co. in the Southeast. I'm going to an alliance with the Anambra State governor. Get what he can get in those places. Manage to get all the 25% he needs to get. Doesn't need to win. Just get 25% in those places. He's home and dry. He will now go to the middle belt and play a religious ticket. They will pitch the middle belt against the other part of the north to say, these people never, forget all these large north that they keep talking about. That's what he's going to do. He's already doing it. Get the votes there, and then he will give a middle finger to the rest of the north and tell them, fuck off. As long as INEC is with him and INEC is able to switch off beavers or, do all those shenanigans they did, the guy is home and dry. But the point I am making is this. Nobody is asking the so-called opposition to come and place. Nobody places their cards on the table. It's not even in American politics or what. Nobody does that. You play your surprises. Depending on the scenarios, you play your card as you wish. But I am not seeing anything from these people that tells me that they are serious. One, this is 2025 to 2027. They don't even have a full party formed per se. We don't know who they are. So there is all sorts going on. So listen, KJ, as much as I want to be able to speak glowingly about those people, because I want to see APC defeated, trust me.
No, what I wanted to say was that I'm going to, I have some of them who are my friends. I'm going to try and contact them to come to this platform.
Brother,
I'm still coming to you. I'm still discussing on this issue. And I'm going to Ovie before coming back to you. Ovie, the population of Nigeria is made up of more youths than the elderly. A majority of those youths, or the young at heart, 50 and up to 65, are all routing for Obi. Do you think that these guys cannot change the status quo? I need the trajectory of how elections are run in Nigeria and won. Because bear in mind that the last election, Tinubu didn't win. Let's get that fact. Before you
go ahead and
the ones we know is Lagos, we know Rivers, okay? We know few other two states that we know were outrightly won by Obi. So what I'm simply saying is that are we not giving APC too much power to think that they can just change the status quo?
KJ, before Okpabolo speaks, Tinubu no be JEJ. Tinubu no be good luck. Take that to the bank. There is nobody coming to tell his INEC chairman, I'm giving you free reins. Just my election is not worth anybody's blood. Listen, like our people say, that thing you're not lie. See, Tinubu's re-election is worth everybody's blood. He will snatch it. In fact, this time around, he's going to use jets. They will use what's that remote thing? Pablo, remind me where they carry drop bomb.
Drone.
They will use drone to say if they need to use drone. That's the one that they talk. I not get hope. Make I tell you.
Okay. All right. Mascot, you have a response to Mr. Chim. Can you give him hope since he doesn't have hope?
I like Chim. It's
not
great time, you know.
Hold on, Mascot. Let's hear the other one who is also in support of Chim.
Chief, I like Chief. Chief spent a great time. They analyze the technicality of the Nigerian politics. But at the end of the day, he can't tell you the reality. last, they go snatch out, baby. So, but see, three things here. You know, I know I like three things here. The politics that is at play, the Nigerian state, and Donald Trump. Now, what do I mean by that? See, the politics are the nation state. There is a gentleman agreement that me and you, because we don't sign into the agreement, we know they will then sign now. Gentleman, that's why we know they actually one factor into our analysis. But it's very important. The turn by turn dichotomy is a real thing. The current president work not just secretly, openly, to make sure that spirit continues. Obi himself supported that gentleman agreement by his own late utterances. I will only do one time. All these things are just direct agreement of that turn by turn. So how they want jeopardize that, I don't know. Then the politics at play also pose a challenge to that agreement, which is where Obi come in. The question you are asking, why Obi, right? Obi is a potential challenge to that gentleman agreement, that North and South. Now, I am saying that because of the politics at play worldwide. You know, Donald Trump don't come and say, we need to reset the world. Everybody now they do and undo. So anything will happen. And if you pay attention to J.D. Vance's speeches, at the very when they first come to power, I say, come. He was telling the Europeans, if you cannot meet your people, and you cannot your people, you cannot help your people, they cannot help your case. So you have to listen to your people. I understand that is just a political rhetoric and all that. So now Obi popularity is a phenomenon, whether we like it or not, right? So why Obi is always on the news? You have to understand the signals and the noise, right? The noise 9 day plenty pass. They amplify the when I say they, the power that been then control the media, the Nigerian state now. They amplify that because it's a great distraction for what is actually going on. All these policies where they sign, none of us can explain how all these policies and they sign now. We don't say they don't sign up to it law. It's a reason why. Now because of all those noise. And two, because it poses a challenge to that general agreement. How does it pose a challenge? I like the only politician among us here, but he say he no be politician, which make him the main politician among us, which is Manzak. Even the way he dress, even the way he and the KJ, that they be politician, the way they dress, very official, right? You are looking for something, but it's okay. We understand.
I'm just coming back.
He say he no be politician, but in the analyze how the game they go on underground, how men they move, right? How the not want to vote, but it's not a politician. He doesn't understand how things work. I get that. If not one betray Tinubu, who they won't vote for? That's the question all of us will be asking, right? So they go vote for No, it's just a rhetoric. Just a rhetorical question, right? If they don't want, okay, go ahead.
No, you said it. I thought you said it's a rhetorical question. No need for answer.
Because that's a rhetorical question. So he doesn't need to answer it. But if you wanted to answer it, Masca is fit to answer that.
Not to answer. I wanted to, because in my mind, you see, I see this happen a lot, especially in Nigeria. You may not be particular about who you want to vote, but half of the time you're just clear on who you don't want. Do you understand?
Yeah.
No, I get that. No, but yeah,
what I'm saying, look, the North may not ordinarily on a good day say like Peter Obi.
Yes. Let me tell you where I'm coming from with that by asking that question. If they not no vote for Tinubu, who they won't vote for, right? Now be they go vote for so that they will not. Hold on, I said they will not betray that spirit of turn by turn. I think Article 9 they won't go for, but that is by the question. Tim said something earlier on that this polity is what now by number and is a game of popularity, which was 100% right. But the by number is that the number of people that are allowed to participate. That's very key. When they say democracy is the game of majority, yes, the majority of the people that are allowed to participate, because many will be disfranchised. That's why they ask. That's why the question you should be asked in terms of where in the world young people actually elect a leader. It doesn't work because guess what? They don't forget the money. Because even though we know they won't admit, presidency is a game of billionaires, especially in today's political atmosphere across the world. It's $1 billion business. So the young people across the world don't have that wealth for them to put it. Yes, they are very loud. Even Mansa Toka. Now waiting we lie that they give us. We lie to the dance. Some of our young people heroes are Portable and the rest of them, they dance. So they will always go, we appeal to them in that way. But in actually being in a position to actually bring change power, they happen. Now, when I say Donald Trump, these people, they only talk, say, yes, Donald Trump was doing the work that he was deceiving the media and all that. Now, this Nigerian governance now, during campaign, when Donald Trump believed that he was rigged out, just like the Obi and Obedience are still believing up to today. Donald Trump believed he was rigged out. But you know what they did different that I am not seeing the Obedience movement doing? The core believers of Donald Trump came together as early as January, February 2022. Those people didn't believe that they lost the election. They believed that they were sabotaged both from the political party, from the Republican Party, and from the deep state. Guess what? They began planning. They were not just planning. They built different institutions within the MAGA movement. Turning Point America was the youth wing. Every fucking week, excuse my language, they are in each university campuses, pushing back to the narrative of the woke. They were visible, not be secret. There's no way they can counter them because it was physical. They don't deban them from all the platforms, from Twitter to everywhere. That was before Elon Musk bought Twitter. So they had to do it physically. They were jumping from one campus to another. The legal aspect of the movement from their own, they begin to write policies, begin to convince people. They were working visibly. That's why the project 2025, that is when it began. Half of the people that are working today that you see for TV, they work on ground. So even while Trump was giving the media what they decided, they shoot and won't do everything. Guess what? The movement never take their eye off the real battle. How do we get to the real people?
Ovie, let me even help you. Let me even help you. That young man you mentioned was going from campus to campus, not speaking to. He wasn't speaking to Republican voters. He was speaking to people who were even voting against them, trying to win them over.
Yes, the woke people. That's why I say the woke people. Charlie Clark, he's a young man. So there was
hold on, but let me also help you over here. Even though I'm not here to speak for P2B, but Dr. Mo is a friend of mine, and I know that they are also not sitting in one place. In fact, they are crisscrossing Nigeria together with the leader of the obedience movement. What's his name now? Tanko. Those guys are moving. So we can't. We can't come and put those things on the platform.
You don't need to tie him with
I talk say I am not going to doubt them. I don't know what they do. There were 4 people sitting in the room with us. So, but guess what? But from time to time, I'm always tempted to act. That's why I asked Kenneth Okonkwo on this same platform. Months ago, before he joined the ADC, he was still obedient. I asked him the same question.
He's a hireling. He's not a son. So forget him. Let's move on.
Wait. Before now, one of the Obi
no. hold on.
No, hold on now.
I don't want to sound like I'm defending
KJ, hold on. I am not disagreeing with what you
are. Forced himself into the obedient movement. It's not as if it was it there from the beginning. He wasn't there
KJ,
now. Now food don't done, come chop. Now food don't done, come chop. Now they come for.
KJ, I am not pushing back or disagreeing with that there's a plan going on. I am not saying no. I am just, that's why I said I will wait. After all, the result will come out last, right? That's why I said those that time for people sitting in the room end up getting the big shock. So I'm not going to doubt whatever you say that is going on. But as I said, from time to time, I look at some of the stakeholders in that movement and try to push them, right? Because the response of Kenneth Okonkwo, as a full obedient, not when you don't change now. He told me, he said, make her no worry. There's a grand plan going on the ground. The thing will just come and hit you for face.
All right.
That's how it's
can you round up so we'll move to Masca and then of course
so before we know in declare, so I just hope that whatever that you guys are putting together, it will work. But until then,
right. I hope Sam also that they are listening to you and they are making their plans. Masca, do you want to say anything before we invite this very honorable member of this group called Stay Humble?
Okay, there are three things I want to. First, I want to go back to the question Ove asked, who is it? Repeat the question. Is it the,
no? You said it's not to not vote for Tinubu. I said, who they go vote for then if not be Tinubu?
Somebody has been asking you that question over and over since he asked that question. I'm trying to look for it.
Okay, so over here, this is exactly in my mind what is playing out. Okay, people are walking to the answer. And I started before I was up, but the point I'm making, the North may not like Peter Obi on a good day, on an ordinary day. But when you look at it, you ask yourself, what's your objective? Because it's not about voting who you want to vote. It's about how do you want to vote? What I mean by how do you want to vote? It's what's the objective. It's very clear to me, very clear in black and white, that the core northern politicians are not okay with Tinubu. I'm not gonna hold brief for them or hold brief for Tinubu. I'm neither here nor there, honestly. But I am very clear that they look, if you take, let's say Kwankwaso, I'm sure Tinubu has been trying to woo that man. I don't think he is together with the man. And my suspicion is that he's not with the man because he himself is looking at the feelers. Okay, no, respond. Now we are here to educate each other. None of us have experience.
No, it's the other way around. Kwankwaso is asking for this kind of structure to be given to him, the APC structure to be given to him. And you understand the rap between him and
to do what with APC structure in Kano? He has set up
a control to be the leader of the APC in Kano State. To be the leader. That's what he wants.
No, that is not correct. I'm from Kano. I can tell you that with APC fully on, who are the people in APC in Kano? The man with that APC has set up a governor with a baby party, with a Peking party. He set up a governor. What does he need the structure in APC for Kano to do what with it?
No, before he joined APC. You cannot join APC and still be under another leader. That's the point I'm making. Before he joined APC, he needs to be number one. Kano State.
What Masca is saying that he even won Kano with just a party form like they did before.
The structure
he wants to be
hold on. What Masca is trying to point out is that he doesn't need anybody. He already has structure on ground in Kano, strong enough to deliver.
Hold on, now you're making it. This is the understanding. See, what does Kwankwaso want? He wants to be president of Nigeria. That's what he wants, right?
And what I'm saying, listen.
Hold on, now let me break it down for you before I'm not disagreeing. Let me just make you understand what I mean by that, right? Okay. Now, if he cannot be declared as he cannot join APC now, and without whether he like it or not, APC na 50, Kano na 50-50, or is it 49-51? if you want to give him that upper hand. So that is it. So imagine then you join a party as a guy who has the governor, sitting governor, who has the emir, as far as I'm concerned, Sanusi there. Then you can't become under, you are not the leader of that party, of your state. It doesn't make sense. So those people are not ready to work with him.
Okay,
they are not ready. The other MPs are not ready to work with him in Kano.
This thing you are saying, it doesn't add up. I would have used a very harsh word, but I have respect for you. So let me say it doesn't add up. I'm being political when I say it doesn't add up. Because what I'm saying is that you don't even, it's not Concourse that will go and ask for that. It would be an insult to the man to think that he will go and ask for the structure of APC in Kano. To do what with it? That is what he's asking. I can put it to you that is, I am not a politician, I repeat, but I can tell you that knowing what is happening in Kano, it doesn't make sense to go and ask for APC structure. So if they give it, like he's now the one to determine who is the chairman of APC in Kano, so what?
What power will you have in the states where half of the membership are not loyal to you? Who is going to respect you?
What do I need the respect for? What do I need the respect for?
He wants to be president. I don't know where you are. Why did they forget that part?
Okay,
he wants something.
Wait.
Let Massa make his point and conclude. My point is that my take is that the North is trying to work to the answer. If the answer is that we don't want this man to come back, and I can tell you
that's why I say who now won't vote for. It's a very straight question. We don't vote for Tinubu. Who now won't vote for? Very straight.
I will answer that question. I will answer that question. And I will answer it in the next 1 minute. But before I answer that question, that's why I'm putting the groundwork so that we can all understand what the answer means. The point I'm making is that it is more to do with what is pursuing you, not where you want to go to. Is that when you hear a bomb like this, you want to run away from that place. You don't have a clear direction. No, you can't shake your head now. This thing I'm saying is not debatable. When you hear a loud sound, you want to run away from that sound. And it's not that you have any particular direction you want to go to. I can tell you now, at this point, it's not that the North are not going to vote Tinubu because they have an alternate candidate. No, they are not going to vote him because they don't like him. Which means that, and I remember, let me tell you this. I remember a statement somebody made during Goodluck Jonathan, that whoever you put against Jonathan, people will vote for that thing, even if it's a dog. This is the mindset of people. When you don't like somebody, when you are at a point that, I don't like, you may like, and this is what has happened in this country time and time over and over. This is what I've seen. Personally, when Obasanjo contested against Olufalaye, I didn't have a choice about any one of them. It's not because I wanted them. The question is, who would I dislike the least between Obasanjo and Olufalaye? I'm going to vote.
It's not about like. It's about who is going to win. Nobody cares about like or not liking. Who is going to win? That's the point we're making. Somebody has to win.
Ovie, I'm not following his argument. His argument is that who does he himself like between the two men? Listen to what he's saying now. He's saying for him to vote.
It's not about him now. It's not about
Maska is saying, who do I dislike the least?
That is what you're not following him.
No, it's not about individual now. It's not about. It's about the North. Well, it's not about him.
Okay, Ovie, can you
what you're not understanding is this. Maska is saying he's not speaking for himself. He is saying he's aggregating what he is reading from the North, first as a Northerner. And he's saying he used the example of JEJ, that when the North was preparing for 2015, they disliked JEJ, and they said that even if you place a dog in that saddle to compete with him, the dog will be preferred to them, even though they don't like the dog.
That's not what I said, though. Just
okay, Okay, that's what Nigerians were saying.
Man, so it's not about the north. I hear somebody.
That was what Nigerians were saying.
Listen,
but the same thing now you are using.
Cut me correctly. I hear somebody say that if you put a dog against this man, I'll vote the dog.
Okay, good. So, but the point now being, Obabolo, the North does not like a Tinubu. On a good day, the North might also not like an Obi. But if you place the two side by side, they might vote for an Obi against this other one because they want this other one out by all costs.
And that's how it works. You take this one out first. Use this person to take this one out, and then I can deal with this one later.
Master, the foundation of our argument is 2027. You said we should forget.
Me, I don't have strength to argue. I have my own.
No, wait now. It's not argument. It's not argument. So hold on. We are trying to understand ourselves. It's not argument, right? The foundation is 2027. Me and Chima are leaning towards the fact that 2027 is over. It's going to be an opportunity to lose. And you said no. And your reason is that because the North will not vote for him. I said, fine. Who are they going to vote for? There are people running.
All right.
Let me go back again. It's not simply.
Hold on. Master, you also hold on.
I started with the fact that the Southeast, take it or leave it, nobody in the Southeast will vote Tinubu. Yes or no?
Because they will vote Obi, yes.
Okay, so that one region is out of the contention.
I agree. Now we're talking about the North.
That major region that now is gearing up to dislike the person.
Yes.
So in my mind, it is not a foregone conclusion.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
When you talk about it, hold on. When you talk about the East, hold on. KJ, please. When you talk about the East, hold on now, KJ.
Let's.
It's not KJ. It is not argument. You are trying to understand each other now.
Hold on, please. By the word of one of our guests here before, let's alleviate the conversation. Hold on.
Please. Hold
on. While you're processing your thought, let me go to
no, KJ, it's not a thought. It's KJ, it's not a thought.
We have time. I did here with you. I say I put time. I did here, no problem.
KJ, it is not a point I want to make. Just hold on now. It's about understanding.
You see, that's why you're supposed to go to school, Pablo. You're supposed to go to school. So when
KJ,
they say,
KJ, but I said this. We are not arguing. Hold on first. KJ.
Hold on.
KJ, see, when you talk about the Southeast that they will not vote for Tinubu, we say yes, they will vote for Obi. The North will not vote for Tinubu. Who will they vote for? Don't be political about everything. It's very straight.
Calm down now. Let me tell you something. What as I know,
if the East will not vote for Tinubu, they will vote for Obi. Who would they not vote for if they not vote for Tinubu? It's simple. Why you can avoid that one?
Why will I make a statement that I cannot verify? I have told you severally that, look, as far as I know, even me as an individual, Nigeria keeps presenting us with that choice. It will present you with two leaders. You don't like both of them. Now, the choice is for you to say, who do I dislike the least? It's not about being certain that, oh, this is the person.
Okay. I can thank you so much. Gentlemen, let's invite...
If you are looking for an answer, a frontal and direct answer, I'm not one to shy away. My opinion is that in the end, if the North knows what it's doing, it should vote a Peter Obi. Are you okay now?
No, it's about you are direct about the East. Why can't you be direct about the North? It's very simple. I don't know why you beat around the bush.
Let's it's okay now.
KJ, sorry, please. Ovie, you are the one that is saying the Southeast will vote Peter Obi. I didn't say they will vote Peter Obi. I said they will not vote for Tinubu.
Continue. Let the guest guy continue. I don't understand now. Let's go.
Let me even explain to you something you are missing. The point you are missing today. What we can affirmatively say, there's only one man on the ticket. Every other person you see is a speculation. So what are you talking about? So therefore, my logic is a reverse logic. The only person on a ticket today in this country is Tinubu.
My brother, this is not spiritual things, oh. It's not spiritual. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So as stay humble. You have been very humble and listening to whatever argument that have been coming forth. Where do you stand in this case? Is it that
Let's see how humble you will respond.
yes, is it that Tinubu have taken over? And bear in mind that Tinubu actually didn't win most of the states, but they still gave it to him. So do you think the same thing will happen in 2027? Or will the young people come out en masse to defend their votes?
Okay. So good evening, everyone. I just want to start from talking a bit about the initial presentation. The guest that came here. Yeah, I think I was really impressed. The last time I was here, I joined. One gentleman who claimed to be a historian was here. He said of controversial things. He was trying to be a Kemi Bednock, and on and on and on. But thankfully, CM was able to challenge him and put it to him that he was quite incorrect with some of his assertions. Yeah, I was really pleased with what CM did, and if CM had offended me in the past, that singular act, will make me forgive him all his transgressions. So, yeah, that's it. The young man today, I was really impressed, that at last we have someone who is aspiring, because the first time I voted in this country, what I discovered that in the council election and police commissioner was that there was no Nigerian on the ballot. Stop. 80% of persons on the ballot were from South Asia, Middle East, what have you. We just few from the white British population. Yeah, I was really not impressed by that. Our people are not participating. They are not really putting themselves forward, despite the fact that they have everything. Really, they have the human resources, they have the finances. They have also the reputation, because we've got a lot of people really doing really well. But they are not putting themselves forward. But thankfully, this young man is blazing the trail. It's at the forefront, advising young people to participate actively in the United States, because whether you believe it or not, we are still not independent. I'm really sorry. What happened in 1960 was that the puppets, just replaced the colonial masters, because we didn't want to see the faces of the colonial masters. Just like my good friend Maska, is saying that the North, don't like Tinubu. The same way we dislike the faces of the colonial masters. And they just said, okay, let's just replace another mask. And they wore the faces of Ahmadu Bello, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Awolowo, and the rest of them, but they're still the same people, So, one of the ways through which we could actually liberate ourselves is to participate actively in whatever countries we find ourselves in, get into the system, get deep into the system, and try to influence things from that, that setting. That would make a lot of sense. Back to your question around Tinubu, I know a lot has been said really, over the past few months, regarding all the politicking in Nigeria. But first, know that there are two groups in Nigeria. Overwhelming majority is the mass of Nigerians who are uniformly affected by the colonization, the poor leadership, the administrative incorrigibility, and all sorts of things. They are affected the same way, whether they are in the northwest, northeast, north central, southwest, southeast, south. You understand? And they unanimously want a change. You understand? On the other hand, you have the establishment. You know, station platform that gives them the that grants them that opportunity, unfortunately, because they should not even be featuring. They always want to talk about north, south, east, west. So they keep on talking about them. You see all these politicians in their 60s, 70s, some of them governors, some of them past governors, former ministers, this and that, every time they come in, whether they're from the north, from the east, from the west, from the wherever, they keep on talking about, oh, this east, this west, this north, this that's not the problem of Nigerians. You know, Nigerians have identified over the years who they think will solve the problem of Nigeria. And they have unanimously spoken in the past that, look, this is the person. Unfortunately, that did not happen, because of course we know the forces, we know the powers that are behind, these things. They also want to speak again. They have been speaking unanimously across the country. But the people who want to give the impression that it's about so and so zone, so and so region, that's nonsensical. You understand? The only people that are championing, you understand, all those ethnic, religious, this and that are just the few, very, very, very few members of the establishment say, oh, this is north, this is south, this is east, this is west. My good friend, the man that supports Governor Monday Obevolo, for the past 2 or 3 years that I've known him here, yeah, even before I joined, I said join him. He had been pretending that he was neutral, that he wasn't supporting, just like his friend, forefathers, that he's
I never
neutral.
pretended though. I
He
supported
wasn't
Konkoso for
supporting
the presidency.
anybody. This is it.
I don't
But you
pretend.
know that one thing in this life is time. Yeah, time is a very important denominator, a very important constant. With time, things will unravel. With time, you will now know. It's now very clear to us where he's leaning, which is good, right? Because we are
I
not
never pretended though. I supported Konkoso for
homogeneous.
the election.
We are not
What are you talking
homogeneous.
about?
We welcome every idea. Whether you're supporting Tinubu, Obasanjo, Buvisti, Donald Trump, Joe Biden, wherever, you are all welcome. You understand? So wherever you stand, you should make it clear that this is where you stand, which is good and
But
fine,
who is
so that we
pretending
can
first, if
have
I
a
may ask?
healthy debate.
Who is pretending? Sorry, if I may ask.
Sorry?
Who was pretending?
You, of course.
I never pretended. I supported Konkoso. I campaigned for Konkoso. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so it's very, very clear now,
No, I am the only one on the whole internet that actually carry Konkoso on my head. If you see me, you see Konkoso. So what are you talking? What is the pretense about? I don't get it. I don't think you know me. You don't know me.
So regarding the 2027 politicking, the politicking towards 2027, leave all this north, south, wherever. If you go to ballot, if you go to election this night, tomorrow morning, and you bring out Obi and whoever, bring out Obi and bring out a multitude of other candidates, Peter Obi will score at least 80%. The other candidates, even if they are 1 million, we just share the other votes if we count the votes. Leave all these talk about north, south, east, west. Giving the southwest. So they are the only region that will vote Tinubu. You understand my point? Even in that southwest, you understand, if you bring out Peter Obi and bring a multiple of candidates, he will still win most votes in that southwest. Some people have been deceiving themselves because we know what happens in Nigeria. those votes, the votes of the people don't actually count. They will manufacture the figures that they will use. The last by-election that was held in, I think it was Saturday, you saw what happened. The people will vote, but the politicians will get the figures, just like it happened during Obasanjo's time. Obasanjo, they will get the figures. The people's votes will just formality. But if we actually count people's votes, even the Tinubu will not win the Southwest. But people are giving the impression that the Southwest are backing him, because one reason why I would be really happy for him to go is that since he came to the scene from 1999, he had tried to engender this strife, trying to engender and nurture some kind of strife between the Igbos and the Yorubas. The Igbos and the Yorubas don't have any problem. All right. Yeah. They might have few ethnic beef and all those things, but it's not skin deep. Historically, the Igbos and Yorubas have never gone to war. They intermarry, they do things together. But this guy since 1999 has been trying to engender, to stoke a civil war between the Igbos and the Yorubas. You understand? So even people that are Yoruba people, who their mothers are Igbos or from Akwa Ibom, they are being discriminated against. So for those that are supporting this rigging, this malpractice, the people that say, oh, you think you will win, when 2027 comes, now we'll do our thing. It is just a matter of time. It is just a matter of time. The day Nigerians will rise. The day Nigerians will rise. Thank you very much. I will not say what will happen. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I like the way you took your time. And from looking at your face, you're a very young man. So our prayer now, in fact, I want to start praying and fasting that the Nigerians, the youths like you, will rise. Because we don't wait for this arise to compatriot. We don't sing them for primary school. We sing them for secondary school. We sing them for university. We sing them for NYSC. We even carry another one.
They don't change them.
Wait now. We sing for hold on. You see, in fact, there's a privileged item that not every Nigerian sing. That one is called "You to Obey a Clarion Call." Let us what our father's land under the rain and in the sun. We don't sing under the rain and in the sun with delegation and selflessness. We don't sing them. Sing them for 1 year. So far inside forest, inside place when the senders goes out. Still, the youth refuse to arise. So let us now put our mind together. I am ready to, in fact, now this thing make me come out from the place. If I keep quiet like my fellow other people, I foresee there now, maybe as I can't discover Masca now, they go get small contracts from Masca. But now, we call they talk. They don't push us come out. We did hear now they talk from abroad. I Masca, what I say?
I don't understand. Well, how will you get contract from me? Me, where the chop hand to mouth?
Masca. Anyway, I like what you
said. Masca na Almajiri can help you.
No, Allah. Now, I'm saying on a more serious note, I'm saying that it's time for the youth to arise. I'm serious. I'm very serious about it. Because look at the young man we spoke to today. That's a Nigerian. Some few days ago, there was a young girl who beat the British and the American, whoever they are that brought English to us. In England, she beat them all. These are Nigerians. And like Nnamdi Kanu said, we are not selling oil, we are selling brain power. We have it. And yet we have it. It surprises me. Sometimes I wake up in the night and I'm sweating. Because I'm thinking, how can a lecturer expel you from university for exam malpractice? Then there's some professor who expelled you, go to INEC to go and do election malpractice. In the same country, you are expelled from exam malpractice because you're in university and you committed infractions in exam. Then that same person who expelled you they will now invite him to come and supervise election in INEC, and then he will go and rig election, or on behalf of somebody who is not qualified. What a contradiction! But I don't want to go far. Ovia mentioned something I want us to dive into quickly, and that is the fact that Peter Obi, they may not be the best candidate. And as a man who told us that Peter Obi is actually not the best candidate, and if ever that they decide to win the election to the Southeast, he will be the one to take that position, because in his summation, he's far better than Peter Obi. In fact, he said if you come to the record of whatever achievement that have been done, he stands far head and shoulder above Peter Obi. But I want you guys to hear it from his own mouth. Even though, give me 1 minute, my system seems to be misbehaving, but this video we must see it. The man said that all this ulabalu we are talking about, when they talk, we'll say Peter Obi, Peter Obi, Peter Obi. Peter Obi is nothing close to him. He has the magic wand to bring Nigeria to the place we're all looking for. And we are calling Peter Obi. Who is Peter Obi? Who is Peter Obi? That's what they asked us. So, whenever the presidency is zoned to the Southeast, he will be the one to call upon. All right, this is my sister.
Brothers and
Sorry.
Sisters. Thank you for sticking around. A beautiful, happy Sunday to each.
All right, let's go forward. Sister, no verse. Huh?
In fact, it's better. David Umahi. At today, 2025. In fact, it's better. David.
Standing by the other. You've seen all that the governor is. We come intact.
Come for a debate. Let him debate with Peter Obi. He did 8 years as a governor. Peter Obi did 8 years as a governor. Let us balance and check. I want you to listen to him. Then we'll come back and present his failure before his face. He will be shocked and flabbergasted that he's worse than an idiot.
All the governors of Southeast are supporting, the President Bola Tinubu's second term. I saw a man that was running his mouth, and the man was saying the only place that you have, 100% support. A man has his region intact. Is in the Southeast, and he was talking of my brother Peter Obi. If when the presidency will come to Southeast, I should be at the forefront because of my performance. And I've asked for debate. Anybody that feels otherwise, I created something out of this Ebonyi state. God used me to do it, and so we compare, governor to governor time, and compare what we have done for Southeast. I beat my chest and said, listen, God has used me, President Bola has used me to better the laws of Southeast. You can tell me when else we had it this good. And so boldly we are saying that Southeast, we support President, supporting President for 2027. And there's no governor in Southeast that is not supporting the President. And governors are in charge of their states. You see Anambra, you see Enugu, you see Ebonyi. You've seen all that the governor is doing. You see Abia, my cousin, you see Imo, our leader. So we are very confident that we write our history. And as you're here, my advice for our people, the Igbos, is to re-engage. We can't get to presidency by sentiment. We have to re-engage, we have to support other regions, and at the time of God, nobody will stop it. It will come to us. And who knows, whether that time it will be the man standing by the other woman.
Oh, okay. When they talk about the waist dance, even old men will come with a walking stick to come dance. And like which ways go take dance now? Since now waist dance where you won't come. These people are so funny. But anyway, that's my opinion. I'm sorry to have bumped in. Now, this David Umahi, I want to put away sentiment. This David Umahi have said that if the presidency is to come to the Southeast, his track record will tell the story different from what Nigerians have heard. I stay humble. I want to stay with you. Start this discussion. What is the track record of David Omai that you know that will endear the Southeast to vote for him, or even agree itself to have him as a presidential, a front runner?
Okay. Yeah. So under normal circumstances, yeah, I wouldn't want to dignify the David Umahi speech with a response, really, considering his antecedents. Yeah, but for the sake of people listening, because I know that there are, hundreds, potentially thousands of people who are watching and listening, or who might also watch this broadcast at some point. So David Umahi was governor of Ebonyi State for 8 years, and Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State for 8 years. And yeah, we all would at some point try to boast about our achievements. Yeah, because if you don't like talk about your achievements, really, some people might not know what you've achieved. But the reason why Nigerians are following Peter Obi and not David Umahi is that beyond the achievements, really, which I will still talk about, beyond the achievements, they are looking at somebody that will lead Nigeria. And then they are looking at some other things, even beyond, what you did. They are also looking at your character. They are looking at your utterances. They are looking at how you behave. Can you just open your life like this, and then they will see everything, all your secrets. Yeah, your maybe concubines, girlfriends, all those kind of things. So these are the things as well that people are looking at. They are looking at the integrity. They are looking at the character. They are looking at your comportment. They are looking at how you talk, how you relate with people. Do you also forgive people who have offended you? You understand? So these are some of the ingredients that you need, to be a good leader. And these are some of the things that the qualities you will have to command that amount of followership. Because he wants to be a P2B. Even Ike Ekweremadu wanted to be a P2B. When P2B was selected to be the vice presidential candidate of the PDP for the 2019 presidential election, most of the Southeast leaders, in quotes, they call themselves, went berserk. And which is one problem, if I use the word problem, one quality of the Igbos is that they are a bit too competitive. There are some times that you need to come work as a team. So sometimes we find it difficult to do that. Maybe as a result of, some of the psychological, mental trauma from the Civil War, we still find it difficult because the fallout of the Civil War meant that people had to really, fend for themselves. All man, to his own. You really needed to work hard to survive individually. So that individualism is still there. That's over competitiveness. So even when it is not called for, they say, "Oh, this person is I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best." You saw how Ike Ekweremadu, how Dave Umahi and the other people challenged the selection of P2B. Then they refused to work together. You understand? The same thing is playing out. They might say, "Oh, if there is somebody from Igbo land that should be this, it should be me." Chukwuma Soludo say, "Oh, if there is somebody from Igbo land that should be the leader, it should be me." You understand? They have refused to come together to galvanize efforts and work as a team. In fact, if they do, they will even achieve better results. You understand? So I think that's one problem that we are still grappling with. So when you come to achievements, what we call achievement in Nigeria, unfortunately, is when a governor signs contract for the construction of so and so road, so-and-so flyover, so-and-so bridge, the so-called infrastructure, that every governor has claimed that they were doing. And Nigeria still remains one of the least, one of the worst countries, even in Africa, in terms of infrastructural deficit. Some of the things we call luxury in Nigeria are, very, very commonplace in some other countries like Benin, Togo, Tanzania, and the rest of them. I'm not talking about Namibia, you understand, or Seychelles or Cape Verde. No, I'm just talking about Benin, Togo, Tanzania, Uganda, and the rest of them. The things we call luxury, electricity, good roads, schools, water supply, they are just normal things over there. You understand? So those things that will really improve the lives of people, those governors will not do all those things, the so-called leaders. So they will sign contract, because if you award a road contract of, let's say, 5 billion naira or 2 billion, you understand my point? But if you want to develop healthcare, you to probably improve 50 health centers, for example, small money, you are not going to get anything from buying syringes, from buying this and that, from equipping this, from employing people, paying salaries. So they wouldn't do those things. Healthcare, zero. Education, zero. And some other things that will improve the lives of people, zero. You understand? So they will just focus on all those projects, all those flyover, all those in the capital, where they will get a lot of kickbacks. So that's their achievement.
I agree with you, because when you award a contract of 15 trillion naira, it will definitely have a lot of kickbacks that nobody can trace where it's coming from. Mr. Chim, are you with us? Yes. I didn't know that David Umar is the best thing that have come to the South is after the invention of sliced bread. Have you been able to know that yourself? Have you known that he one of the best candidates people want to present?
Okay, so I was a bit distracted, but I didn't fully follow that video.
Okay, he simply said that if he comes to presidency, Obi is a no match, and that the whole of the Southeastern governors are in support of President Tinubu, all of them, led by what's the other one, Uzodinjo, that they are all in support of Tinubu, and come 2027. And in fact, if the Tinubu changes his mind and wants to zone it to the southeast, he will be the one. He's far better than Obi. He has challenged Obi to a debate anytime, anywhere, to show their achievements.
Oh, okay, so
By the way, did you ever visit Ebonyi State while he was governor?
No, I didn't.
You will have found that he had mushroom buildings. He was saying he was building very small buildings, mushrooms. Okay, did you see the coat of many colors airport that he built?
All right, so okay, let me.
Anyway, sorry. Okay, let me leave you to go ahead.
So here's the deal. Following from what Stay Humble said, the only thing I'm going to disagree with Stay Humble is when he said the individuality that Southeasterners and specifically Igbos exhibits is a fallout from the Nigerian Civil War. I beg to disagree with that. Even when Igbos were fully integrated in Nigeria before the Civil War, there has always been that individuality. That's why we often refer to Igbo people as Republican in nature. I was saying this last week when this conversation about whether Charlie Boy said, "Who is your father?" what it meant. Because if you have gone to any town hall meeting, Igbo meeting, I don't know any other ethnic group that does village meeting. Do you know what I mean by village meeting? That's in this designated day for a village meeting, and they go and sit down in the village council, and people are talking and they're saying, "Oh, this is why we're meeting. We're trying to do this." I don't know. I stand to be corrected, but we do it, and we carry that from our community even into the diasporas where we live. When I mean diasporas, I'm not saying diaspora abroad. I'm saying the diaspora of living in Kanu, living in Lagos, living in anywhere. You will see things like Uzuakoli people meeting on the first Sunday of every month. And they might use a public center or whatever. And people come there to express themselves. Nobody is respecting any age. I belong to my village WhatsApp group, which is the closest now because I don't have any village community here in Calgary to attend. So I belong to and I see how people literally put their mouth into elderly people's mouth when they are talking. You're not feeding the person. That's that concept of you're not feeding me. I am entitled to express. I own this community as much as you are. So I don't think that individuality, it is a problem. It is a problem. See, everything that has a plausible side always has a negative side. And I agree with you to that degree that because of this individuality that everybody strives to accomplish, nobody is dobalaying for anybody anywhere. Nobody is saying lesser to anybody anywhere. If somebody says good morning to you, he means it. It is not because you are older than him. He just greeted you good morning. And if you start talking bobo yaya to him, he will give it back to you and walk away. Unless he's a very natured person that says he doesn't want to. So I just wanted to clear that. Dave Umahi on a good day, going by how he was rolling out construction, bridges, infrastructure in Ebonyi State, putting lights, street lights and everything, people were celebrating him that he was walking. But the thing is, if you go post Dave Umahi to go and look at those things, you'll find out that he's a typical Nigerian politician who embezzles money through phantom projects, builds things that are not projects that don't have any legacy attributes to them. Things that if you just push them now, they will fall. Things that after 1 year of having been constructed, they are decaying. Go and see some of the things he has done there. These are not tangible things that can stand the test of time. The other thing is this: Dave Umahi is also the typical Nigerian politician that has no empathy. He's very braggadocious. The difference between him and the current person who is the president of Nigeria is in their intellectual capability. He is a bit more intellectually sounder, if you ask me, than the guy who's the president. He is able to speak, he's well educated and all that. But he is a dictator, he's a tyrant. And he ran Ebonyi State like a tyrant. And if you are paying attention and being objective, a lot of the politicians who precipitate towards APC and specifically to Tinubu all have similar tendencies. They are very intolerant human beings, even to certain party level chairman at state levels. I know what I am talking about. These are very intolerant people, people who believe they should be worshipped, people who believe, who are you to talk to me? We all remember when Dave Umahi was being asked about the road construction in Lagos, that Calabar Seaway, and then all those. You saw his attitude towards a certain lady from Arise.
From channels. Well, from Arise.
Yes. So you see, birds of the same feather consistently flock together. These are tyrants. These are people who believe in it has to be them. No, who are you? And they don't like when they see anybody, politician, who has the tendency of wanting to relate with the people. They hate you because you're spoiling their market. That's not the kind of political business they want to run. Why are you coming to come and dabaru the thing the way we want it to be done? They hate you. And that's the thing P2B has against him. Including Solu, those are dictators. These are people who claim to be Democrats, but literally their behavior does not in any way show anything democratic. That is a Dave Umahi for you. So I am not surprised at his words. I don't elevate such conversations for any reason. I don't give it oxygen. I'll kill it. Like I have said, if the Nigerian politicians are sincere, if the ruling party is sincere, if the president himself is sincere, let him come out openly, tell APC, tell Nigerians, no rigging. I want to test my popularity and see if Nigerians genuinely love me. Say no, tell police, if you see, in fact, call his boys and say, don't drive anybody away. I just want to see whether I am loved or hated. If he can test that, if he can try that, even if he loses, I will put his photograph in the back of my house somewhere. Because I can bet you if he tries it, he will he will be shocked what will happen to him.
Even Bodilon, he will vote that in Bodilon.
These guys know the truth. They know the truth. It's not like they don't know. It's just that we live in a society where the systems and structures for accountability and for things are gone. What are we talking about? We're talking about 2027 when three airport incidences, three different outcomes. Did you not see the outcome? Do we not know that the forgiveness that has been given to the lady is as a result of they wanted to extend the forgiveness to some other person so that there will be no questions asked? Because people said, so what are we talking about? This guy should know that on a good day, if you let Nigerians decide where their heart is, some of these people will be dead and gone, buried. They are only existing because they have taken over the states. What we call state capture has happened, and that's why they still are able to come out and talk. But
thank you so much.
Give us equity, and then they will see what will happen.
Thank you so much. Yeah, Maska.
Well, thank you, KJ, for the opportunity. But when you're playing it, I was telling you that, well, you shouldn't be playing political clips. They should pay you if you play that clip. But I haven't said that. Unfortunately, I can't comment. Honestly, I don't know who the man is.
Okay.
It's nothing I can.
All right, he used to be a governor in the eastern state, a state called Ebonyi State. But we who are from the east didn't think he did a good job, even though he's beating his chest up and down. Because you cannot go to a rural area and go and be building flyovers when the people don't have vehicles. Who's going to be flying over it? Okay, you cannot go to the rural area and go and put street light along the third road when the people don't have street lights in their houses.
KJ, that you're even going far. He built an airport that has not received a single flight after the initial.
And then even built a cargo airport, joint, and nobody is importing anything or nothing is dropping there. And then the person comes and is beating his chest. Anyway, since you don't have anything, Okpabilo is David Omai is a very close friend of Okpabilo. So Okpabilo will have Mr. Okpabilo, what do you say about this David Omai claim that he can beat Peter Obi? Like Idi Amin said, I will fight the British with one hand behind my back. So are you sure that he can be able to fight Peter Obi in this case?
Yes, why not? Why not? One of my coach from Ibadan, Coach Akiade, will always say that a game of finance is a game of anybody, right? but I think I will agree with Kulata on this one. That is, the man is looking, he's not speaking for today, he's speaking for tomorrow. Right? He's looking at 2035, 2039, where he will be in his 70s, if I'm not mistaken. So, and again, people like him, when I mean people like him, based on the geographical location he's coming from the southeast, can easily become the president without the southeast. As far as Nigeria constitution is as it stands and the way the political party is still in aligned, anybody can become president easily without the southeast vote. So speaking from that perspective, yes, right. He's in government as an executive governor, not the Minister of Transportation. In other words, he can be trusted with some secret. So he's a member of a NEC committee. So that's why I said, yes, he has everything that it takes to compete. Now, winning, that's a different ballgame entirely. That's boil them again down to two things: money and numbers. So who raise money? If you want to raise money fast, is in a better position to mobilize support. So it's not just an ordinary person who is just a person like me come out and talk and say, yes, what the heck is he talking about? Right? People are unsure what they're waiting to get. No, he knows what he's talking about. But I think most importantly, he's speaking ahead of the game. But in two ways, because there's a support for the 2027 in terms of his boss. Because when he come out, all the governors in the Southeast don't support Tinubu. Hey, who knows? I will
All
not be
right.
surprised because all Tinubu want is 25% of
We,
the state
we will
anyway.
round up. We'll round up with the next video and commentary. I'm just going to use this Don Azar video on this, and it is the case of the Canadian court that said that APC and PDP are all terrorist organizations. I'm sure that all of us have seen that judgment. But the surprising thing, or the very funny thing, that APC spokesperson are giving them, sorry, the Minister of Information are giving them, said that they should revert that. So we don't understand. Is he giving that order to Canadian court to change their mind or to revert the judgment? What is he really saying? Because these people have ruled that by their own basic definition of terrorism is, even if you steal ballot boxes, if you are in the process of distorting the political process, if you contribute to violence in the day of political elections, if you are one of those who take the people's money to do what you like and at the same time say you are in democracy, they call it terrorism. Now,
gentlemen, let me go and sleep. It was nice talking to you guys.
All right. Have a good night. Yes. Chim, based on that analysis, are they right, or are they infringing on our national sovereignty by putting mouth for which no concern them?
Okay, so is APC and PDP, are they national institutions? Are they government institutions?
They are ruling party now.
No.
They are privately owned institution.
Sorry?
They are privately owned institution.
Good. So they have nothing to do with the state.
Not really. Yeah.
Good. They're just they are not state institutions. The Democratic Party in America is not a government institution. Neither is the Republican Party. They are just vehicles on how to get into government in itself. That is why if any of those institutions breaks the law, the office of the DAA or whatever, or FBI, which are state institutions, will go after them. So I think sometimes we elevate certain things we should ignore, if you ask me. I mean, I'm not saying that the court, remember, this first and foremost, this has nothing to do with government. This has to do with an individual seeking asylum in Canada. And I don't know what it is he was doing, and he put PDP and APC as, I don't know what he was thinking.
He said that he was in PDP.
That's what I'm saying. Don't worry, KJ, you don't need to. What I'm saying is, you are seeking asylum in a country. What has that got to do with PDP and APC in your asylum papers? I don't get it.
Sure, we are facing political persecution from this political party.
That he also had belonged to.
So now, like, not saying inside of the story, then they go take. You understand?
Okay. So, in doing that, the court decided to look into those institutions. Say, okay, you're running away from these institutions. All right, let's go and look at them. And based on, they said, oh, I don't know how they went about it. I'm not a lawyer. I've not even read the judgment. But they came up with, okay, so you were part and parcel of these institutions that have subverted democracy in that country. When each time they are contesting an election, these institutions snatch boxes, run with it, they stop people from voting, and all these things. So if you have been part of it, now we will not allow you to come and have peace in our own land. Since you've been part of creating problems somewhere, you need to go back. Because these institutions, as far as we're concerned, based on our knowledge of who they are involved in carrying out what we refer to as terrorist acts. So we are placing those institutions at the level of Al-Qaeda and Hamas. That is my understanding. And then Nigerians suddenly go berserk and they are crying. People are saying, how dare them? That's why I'm asking you, is APC a government institution? Is PDP a government institution? Why am I worrying myself about those kinds of things?
But Kim,
those Nigerians are members.
Kim,
Are members of the party.
hold
Are
on.
carrying members too.
Kim, even the Nigerian institution have been sanctioned by Canada. The Joint Chief of Staff was denied visa. So could this be the reason why he was denied visa? Because they've seen that they are also terrorizing people in the southeast.
Okay, so KJ, everything is, let's deal everything with case by case. They didn't deny those military chiefs visa because they are Nigerians. Actually, those people did not process their visa properly. Let's be honest with you. They didn't follow the guidelines. It's just that we are people who are given to emotional truncating all the time. If those same people follow the procedure and apply for their visas, they will be given those things. Did you see the retinue of people they were going to for this event? This event was not something that needed even the chief of army staff to attend or chief of defense staff. He didn't need to go to that conference.
I don't like what you're saying, Chim. I don't like what you're saying. If the chief of army go, how will he get extra code? What are you saying? I bet
okay, all right, but
you have to go so that, you know.
Okay, I hear you. I understand.
He didn't go there for house. He was going to go.
Those are the things, my brother.
Not before Nigeria, me and you don't see for sports. If not lie, ask for Pablo. Five players go. They go. They go take 15 coaches. Go. Five players.
I agree with you. I agree with you. But the point I'm making,
I don't go Commonwealth game for India, but I did Lagos. But my name, they lane, they everything they. But
Pablo, make you laugh. When I did serve for Abuja, I not gonna mention the government office. I don't know who they watch. Then we supposed to go field work every month. They don't put my name. They put my name every month on field work. They know they give me the money. I did the go. My name go enter field work. They carry my name, collect money from CBN. The people will go field work go. Those who go, they go share the money. We not now only one day because now me carry the file go drop. Now I might see my name for. I say
since we are in Canada, what you should find out there now that you bring the military aspect to it. Are you sure there's no relationship between the Canadian and Tinubu people? You think it's smooth like that? There must be something going on.
If we have been paying attention to international politics, you discover that Nigeria is not of significance, importance to Canada in foreign affairs. Let's be honest. If we're talking about Philippines and India now and Rwanda, every country has the nations that they relate more with. The US relates with us. Canada doesn't relate much with Nigeria. Forget say they collect visa, come here. They don't relate with us very much. We don't have a strong, and this is started with Abacha. Since after that Abacha era, when they closed their embassy for a period of time, I can't remember what happened. Then they shut it down. They have not really fully reestablished relationship with us properly. It's just been on this visa because they need population, and then they give us immigration status and all those things. But on a government by government level, I don't think we have a strong relationship with them. When last have you seen any Nigerian leader go on a state visit to Canada? When? Please think back. When? We're not paying attention to some of these things. But yes, we go to the US.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking that. There must be like there is a rift because all this kind of headline, there's something going on.
I'm not going to say they get anything where they fee say then they gain from us, so they're not pursuing. But when it comes to relationship with India, Canada has a strong relationship with India. China, they do business, they do cross-educational things with each of them and all that, and they have a huge sizable population that is making an impact and helping at the governmental level for them to keep that relationship. We don't have that such a relationship with Canada.
Thank you, sir.
That's the honest truth.
Stay humble. What do you say?
Yeah, so I even wanted to ask you, Oga KJ, you were a journalist in Nigeria. How do these, let's say, politicians who appear on Arise or channels, get to, grant those interviews? Do they ask to be interviewed, or do they pay?
Okay, I was speaking to AIT that I work closely with. One of the producers, I won't call his name, at something of Nation. What's the name now? Something Nation. It's always end at 10 o'clock. Face the Nation, right? That Benga Aroluba's program. For you to appear on that that one at that time you pay. If you request that you want to appear, you pay $500,000 naira. But if they call you, they will do it free of charge. But if you are the one who say, okay, I want to appear in this program, at that time, but I think now it's more, you pay 500,000, okay, to appear and discuss. So if you have an issue you want to discuss, they can square you up, and then when you get there, you pay. But if they are calling you, inviting you to come and talk about something, it will be free. And then of course you're not going to ask you what the areas you want. They will just ask you what they want to ask you, and that's it. You're not going to begin to talk about other things. But if you want to go and talk about other things that does not relate to their news or what the program they're dealing with, then of course you pay.
Okay. Yeah, because we are all fed up now with what we hear, we watch, on our rise on channels. It's all garbage. These guys go there, they spew all sorts of things. Apart from few journalists that really challenge them, maybe people like Rufai, the other guys, they're all like working for the government anyway. They will just be sitting there. So when these whole PDP, APC being terrorist organizations and stuff, came out, then the government sent the attack dogs, as usual, to go to the media to debunk all those things and say that Canada, that they don't have any right to, interfere. So one of them said that the PDP, that the APC is a party, a political party that has 30 million members, and the PDP has nearly that figure. So let's assume that APC has 30 million and PDP has almost that figure. So they are saying that 60 million Nigerians belong to either. And from statistics, because if we go by statistics now, if we believe we have 200 million people, which I don't believe in, we don't have up to that number. But if we believe we have 200 from the so-called doctors' statistics, and even from those statistics, I think about 50% of the population, or even more, is less than 18 years. So if you have if you are less than 18, of course, you should not belong to a party. You should not be a card-carrying member. Then, so we are now saying that another 100 million who are more than 18, that 60 million out of them, 60% of them, so maybe more than one out of every two Nigerians belong to a political party. Go to this and ask people whether they belong to parties. Most of the people say they don't belong to any party. They are not card-carrying members of any party. So you see that some of those things even aggravate their issue, would even make them appear very dishonest, and those countries will not even take them seriously. Coming to the issue of the court in Canada labeling APC, I'm not someone that seeks to either be validated or invalidated by the white man. There are people who are always very exuberant when they hear, the United States or United Kingdom has said this or that or that or that. Yeah, I'm not someone that seeks validation from the white man, or invalidation, whatever it is. Yeah. So under normal circumstances, wherever a court in Canada or wherever rules is their cup of tea. But the fact remains that whatever happens in Nigeria, even things that we think, there are associations, organizations in Nigeria that are already notorious for all sorts of crime and all sorts of vices. You have all those parties, you have some organizations, you even have the military. So I know someone, who once worked for the military, working in this country, say he's deleted his military past. He doesn't even want me to tell anyone that because the reason being that, once you identify with the Nigerian military, you may lose some privileges. There are some things you apply for that you will not get because of the human rights abuses and, all what's not of the military and, some of these other organizations, So these guys, this is why if that man that applied for whatever asylum had applied to bring in stolen money to Canada, they would have granted him visa immediately. But because the guy that applied for asylum wasn't going to bring any value, because let's face the truth, those countries, they are the ones that aid and abet all sorts of crime in Nigeria. Even those so-called terror who a senator in the US said before the whole Congress that it was the a United States agency that was sponsoring Boko Haram, and nobody challenged him. So are you saying those people are there? Who are sponsoring them? Who sponsored APC? How was APC formed? You see? So when they need them, when they need the value, they welcome them with open arms. Well, this guy going there is a liability. So that's why they don't want him. So even people that apply for visas, UK visas, what have you, and they're even denied visa. Some people are denied visa, not based on the fact that their visa application does not have merit, but based on the fact that the restrictions on the number they should take. So if you are unlucky, you might not get it, not because, but because they no longer want you. For example, when they were taking care workers, recruiting care workers, every Tom, Dick, and Harry was welcome. Now they don't need. The same thing applies to students going for masters. Now they don't need. So those are the things we are used as. When they need us, they take off. When they don't need us, they just kick us out. You understand? And that's why, again, like I keep on saying, we should start thinking, we should start thinking, we should stop. Whenever you discuss with many Nigerians, and that's still the problem of many Nigerians, they still see things with the lens of, is Tinubu there, is Atiku there, is Obasanjo there. They don't see some of the people behind the scene and all those things. Since they are not seeing those things and they are not tackling those, the problems will continue.
I agree with you.
Yeah,
I agree with you totally. And unfortunately, it will take us a bit more longer for us to have leaders who can stand the West and stand their ground. Okay, there's something in America here they call stand your ground. In other words, if you tackle me, I stand and then they move. So you stand your ground. It's a law here in America. You can stand your ground. And that's why citizens in America, you can't mess with them because they will stand. And it's part of their statutory rights to stand their ground. If you walk into their trespass into their listen, they stand their ground. And anything can happen to you because you have trespassed. But I want to welcome Consign. Consigns may be from David Omaye's community, I don't know. But you are welcome. And you have had our discussion so far. We've talked about so many things about the young man who got elected position. In fact, as a councilor man in Texas, who came here and he spoke eloquently about how politics is run and the difference on how it is run in Nigeria. One very interesting thing was that when we asked him, will you be ready to come to Nigeria and run for an elected position? He laughed and said he does not understand Nigerian politics enough to come and run, and he wasn't going to do that. He would rather remain in the side that he knows. Now, since it is the same politics, why is he afraid to come and run in Nigeria? And then what are your concerns? Because since you came in as concerns, what are your concerns on all the topics we have discussed so far?
Thank you, Dr. KJ. And Mr. Chim, and stay humble. Well, when the man was talking, I was busy that time. I didn't hear what he was. I was busy. So I was not following what people are saying that time. I was very busy. But I followed, I just came in about 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. That's when I started getting what people are saying. You see, Ono Umahi is very, very unfortunate that is such him and what did that man? Soludo. This kind of other than playing politics, so I think we are really, honestly speaking, the Igbos are losing it. Because they are not even thinking of talking about how their people are being killed. Why? In Imo State, in Anambra and Enugu, even in Ebonyi. They're not even thinking about that. What they're thinking about how they are going to be president and this and that. Even the one, you see, even the one they're not satisfied. He was the governor for he's a minister now. So he's thinking about how to be a president. Even Soludo. They don't even think about even their brother is in jail. They're not even thinking about that. They're not thinking about how their people are running away from their villages. If it was when the time Sambakwe was alive, was ruling Imo State, and who again was ruling Anambra State, I think even if the time P2B was ruling Anambra State, those people cannot be alive and their people being killed in this way, and they keep quiet. Instead talking about nonsense they're talking. I look at those people are very shameful. I think that APC that Oban he entered, I think it fits him so much. Because that's where you see big criminals. Like Tim was saying, all the things that he built, he say infrastructure this. What are they? Where are they today? All those things are nonsense which he used and stole money from the people. You see, when I look at that man, so I don't like listening to such people. When he was saying this, later I called somebody in Nigeria. I called one boy I called somebody, Chris. He's one that have a news post or what I call him. I said, please, my brother, we get more news more than you people in Nigeria. We used to get more news. So I want to know what really is that Tinubu is doing for East Igbos that we don't know. Is there anything that Tinubu is doing for the Easterners, Igbos that we don't know? Please tell me. That guy will start laughing. So these things are people who are so stupid and so they're stupid. Coming to talk nonsense about all these kind of things. Well, everybody cannot support P2B. Even in the Hausas, all of them cannot support anybody they bring out. The Yorubas cannot support. I think the way they're going about it is not good. I don't like the way they're going about it. They are matured. They can even Umahi that is saying nonsense. His children voted for P2B. Umahi's children voted for P2B. So that's to show you how stupid they are. And on the issue of
I'll ask you one more thing so that you can talk. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala went and said that after seeing Tinubu, she came out and said that Tinubu is doing very well, the economy is doing very well, and that people should praise Tinubu for the good work he's doing. If you just oppose that with what David Omai is also saying, don't they have a point? Because these are people who know what is happening in government. So maybe we're not seeing what they are seeing happening in the Southeast. What do you say?
Didn't you see that even Okonjo-Iweala, they wanted to stone her in the north? They wanted to stone her. So you see, sometimes these politics, like all these people, I think maybe whether he's running for another election so that they want the government to support her again. Maybe that's why. But for me, I don't want to talk about Okonjo-Iweala and all nonsense she's talking about. If I don't know whether she goes to market, and again, these politicians now we have, some of them don't have sympathy. They don't have conscience. They don't see how people are suffering in Nigeria. They don't, because they are okay in their own this, and they are very, very okay. So that's why they don't even care about what even many people 1 million people die today. Why today? They don't care. So that's why they come and talk all this nonsense. She must go to there and stay there. Even let that Okonjo-Iweala, let her go to Nigeria and stay for a month and go without security. And they will see that Tinubu is working hard. That's when you can see that Tinubu is working hard. If she can go to Nigeria and go without security, they will know that Tinubu is trying. So let me leave about that. I don't want to talk about that woman. She say all of them are mess. Now,
all right. On
the issue of Canada, honestly speaking, what Canada said, even before Canada said it, many of us know that APC and the PDP are terrorist organization. Why? When Goodluck Jonathan to start with, I like Canada so much. That's one of the countries I respect in the world. I respect also Japan. Japan give aid to the people, to any democratic country. They don't give them loan. The same thing with Canada. Canada, why I support Canada? Why I like Canada is this. When Abacha was ruling, Canada was against Abacha so much. All the whole nonsense Abacha was in, Canada was the one only fighting Abacha. Most of all the whole countries. They are not interested in your oil and all the rest. They're not interested. Canada have human heart. They want people, they want countries to work like them, to be peaceful and to respect their people and to work for their people. That's what Canada. Canada are not going about looking for your oil, looking for your way to support you. That's why I like Canada. Even today, all the countries that people go to, they make refugee in their country. Which country that give money to the refugees than Canada? Understand? So what Canada said is true. When Goodluck Jonathan was ruling, it was Canada. No, when he was ruling, people say most of the politicians in the government of Jonathan, they are sponsors of terrorism. So everybody know that. So if most of the people in government of Jonathan were terrorists, so what are they? Is it not PDP? Now APC is in power. APC, most of their people who are ruling also, most of the people in government, even Tinubu is a terrorist. Why for the Tinubu's wife is a terrorist? Because you as a wife of somebody, you are there going to give people who they buy their people money. But you can't stop that terrorism. You cannot arrest those people that are killing those people. You can't arrest them. But only what you go is that every time you went about to where is he getting if she not become the minister of humanitarian affairs. That's what that woman is now. Tinubu's wife is the minister of humanitarian affairs, going about to dashing money people who they buy their people. Why I'm looking one day, I'm praying one day. Let me see one day those terrorists who go and destroy their own people, so that people can donate money to her and her own people. Because you see, you have the right to arrest those people. You have the right to arrest those people, buy them, but you and the husband are not doing it. But you people keep quiet. These people are being paid. Instead, the director, you go and take 1 billion and give them. And you are happy that you give people money, that people are being paid and give them money. Is it not devilish? These people are very devilish. Understand?
Thank you,
So for me, wait now. Let me. For me.
No, you have 5 more minutes. I will come back to you. But we're rounding up. So just give me some time. Let me organize your thoughts. I'm coming back. The next time we're talking, we are having 5 minutes to round up. Ovie, your 5 minutes starts now. What do you have to rant about? Is there? Yeah, your 5 minutes starts now.
Hey, I don't think you.
If you're not ready, I can go to Tim.
Okay, go to Tim. Tim is ready. So,
all right, Tim, your 5 minutes starts now.
Sorry, do you mind reminding me again? What exactly is it rounding off?
What do you want to rant about? Because this is your final.
We've discussed a lot of things. I don't want to repeat myself and go back to some of the things we've said.
Right.
But on Okonjo-Iweala, I think people need to understand she's doing a job. They have their metrics for measuring progress, economic progress.
According to World Bank.
Whether it is World Bank or IMF or what's her
World Trade Institute, that have never really given any institutions to European countries or to America or to Canada, only African countries, and Africa are continuously to remain poor despite their economic advice.
Okay, so KJ, here's the deal. There was, I think it was Davos. It was at Davos. I'm not sure which of the years. The last World Economic Forum meeting in Davos. And the president, or is it prime minister of Malaysia or Indonesia or Malaysia? I'm not sure which of them. So I'm not very sure. I listened to when he was on the panel speaking, and the World Bank president, the current World Bank president, the Punjabi guy who has, I'm trying to remember his name. I'm sure we all know who I'm talking about. Was asking him, to take some economic steps with regards to production in either Indonesia or Malaysia. I'm not sure which one it is. And the man pushed back and said to him that you're not a politician, you're a world bureaucrat. you guys have what you are, how you measure things. He says, my job as a president or prime minister of that country he rules, he leads, is to make sure that my people are economically empowered, that the bargaining power, that their local currency, when they have it, they're able to go to the market and buy, and it's able to go a long way with them. That when people earn their income, that money has value. He says, that is my job. And he says, the things you're asking me to do will put me in bad taste with these people I'm supposed to take care of. And I will not do that. People started clapping. He said, no. And there was a lot of laughter in the forum. He said, no, you guys sit in Washington and New York and all those places, and you make these recommendations. I'm the one on the ground. I'm the one who feels the pulse of the people. Yes, there's an extent I might borrow one or two things you say and throw into my economic plans, but I can't take everything you're giving me line, hook, and sinker. So the point I'm trying to make is this. I'm not going to crucify Okonjo-Iweala. Not that I agree with her. I don't. But I'm also going to be honest to say I'm not an economist, so I don't know what she's looking at. As a layman, all I know is the Naira I have, this value of the Naira I have, how much is it able to buy in the market? What's the purchasing power? With this Naira, am I able to pay my rent, pay my children's school fees? If I was used to going on vacation, am I still able to do that? And do I have a spare to save? If the answer is no, then there's a problem. The issue is that we have a current government in Nigeria who is doing everything possible to remain legitimate. And their legitimacy is not coming from the people. His legitimacy is coming from pandering to global institutions and countries, like we have seen. He was trying to make all those people happy so that they can look away from whatever ills he does when he is leading. We need to understand this. And then for our sister, she's doing a job. And then I don't know if she has gone for a second term, if she's entitled to a second term. If she's entitled to a second term, she's going to need the government in power to guarantee her candidacy. That's how it works. There's going to be a political. Let me put it this way: she's sowing a political capital that she is going to need to reap from. So when that time comes, the foreign affairs minister, through the office of the presidency, will lobby African nations who have a vote in WTO. They will also reach out to maybe Washington and the Secretary of State in the US to say, okay, can you please make sure this our sister's second tenure is guaranteed? Perhaps he's also playing that ball. Everybody's a politician these days, pursuing their own interests. So to that degree, I will give her a pass. She's learning how to. I wish I knew how to play this politics. I won't be here discussing with you guys.
Okay.
Oh, Pablo, you know it's not a talk. And I say I don't know how to play this politics. I can't they talk with that. Those who know how to play, don't they cash out though? Fear don't they catch me.
Because you won't go heaven. That's why you don't get it.
Yeah, so all right. Thank you so much, Jim. Yes, I stay humble. Stay humble. You have your time starts now. Thank you so much, Kulata. And I left my disco shirt out today because of you. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. So I would just speak about Okonjo-Iweala. Yeah, I think she's someone I know a bit about, and I followed her. Followed her career over the years. I think from the time she was finance minister under Obasanjo till now. Yeah, I think she's done a great job. She's represented Nigeria quite brilliantly, and she's done well for herself. I, really like what she's done over the years. And I may not sound like Rotus, the guy that appears on our rise to talk about economics and all those stuff and praise the government and stuff. So the thing is that we know the people who are in charge of Nigeria, that they are not in Nigeria, and we know who Okonjo-Iweala is working for. She's working for the World Trade Organization, whatever you call them, whether World Bank or IMF, WTO, what have you, they're all serving the same master. You know, and you don't expect them to go against their rules and everything. So we don't know the reason why she came to meet, why she met Tinubu. We might not know. It may or may not be related to her career, whether political or whatever. But I think even it must have something to do with the fact that those people who Tinubu is working for, the IMF, World Bank, United States, EU, whoever is working for, would need somebody who is also part of them to validate that whatever is doing. Yeah, so it's a game. No, now the normal game they play in Nigerian politics, try to gaslight people, throw people there in the media and buy up pastors, clergymen, the journalists, what have you, business people. So it's the same game. They learned all those things from their masters, the colonial people. So that's the same game they are playing. You are Nigerian, go there, gaslight Nigerians. You understand my point? And then, validate, because she has high position. She's highly regarded, she's esteemed. So that, when she says this, it will be like some kind of validation on the ruinous government of Tinubu. That kind of thing. So she has no option. She's working for them. She has no option than to do that. It's part of her. It's like someone working for Tinubu as minister, and then you need to deliver your constituency during the election. That's why you are made minister in the first place. It's not about you them improving power supply or education or whatever. All those things, they don't care. Even World Bank, WTO, IMF, they don't care. They don't care whether Nigerians have lights. They don't care whether education, So
I agree.
what they just care about is to ruin the country and loot the resources.
Yeah.
So whoever they will use to achieve that, whether Okonji Iweala or whoever is working for them, they don't care, because yeah.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your contribution. And concerns. What's your concerns? Your final take?
My final take is this: on the man that you said that said you cannot come to Nigeria to contest election. Well, it's only criminals, those who travel abroad or those who are staying abroad for many years. Like Chief of Staff of Nigeria and so, and all his inks are those that come to Nigeria now to contest election. If not, send a good human being, somebody who have brain, can never come to Nigeria to contest this kind of election that they're making in Nigeria, because there's no election in Nigeria. All the whole election that have been done, look at the one they did yesterday. It was ballot snatching. It was the highest bidder is the highest bidder wins election. So no good person. Even you, KJ, even you, Mr. Chim, even you, Humble, even Obobello today. Unless you guys are criminals. If not, you can come to Nigeria to contest election after staying abroad. So that man is 100% right. Unless himself is a big criminal, like Chief of Farming Staff, Chief of Staff to Tinubu. That's the people that can come to Nigeria today contest election. So myself, even if you give me $billions of dollars, my conscience, I can never come to Nigeria contest election, because unless I come to steal. Because there's no election being done in Nigeria. Nothing is that. Not that country is, I don't know. It's not a country for me. And on the issue of that woman, like Humble said, she's in the work of her own people that send her. But I want people to have conscience wherever they do saying all these things, because the future will judge them. The posterity will judge them. All these things they come to do and all the rest. And again, for me, I don't think that somebody like Shoyinka now or Obi or anybody can come and tell me something. Before you tell me something, I have to look very well. If I look very well, that thing you're saying is true. Then somebody can, like even Biden cannot come now and tell me Nigeria is getting good. Well, I see on the ground that people are suffering, that nothing is happening, that people are suffering. When you go and make people that they are suffering. People cannot even buy fish now. Many people cannot be able to afford fish now. So you come and tell me that the economy is getting better, this is getting better. I mean, I don't look at the people. I look at myself. Even if you tell me it's a professor, these days I don't respect professors because most of them are criminals. The professors in Nigeria, you have in Nigeria, most of them are, majority of them are criminals. They like if Soludo, all of them, majority of them are criminals. So I don't listen to what they say. I have my brain, I have my mind. When you say something, I have to look at it and weigh it and say whether you are saying the truth or not. Understand?
Thank you.
Then on, huh?
Thank
Is
you
it 5
so
minutes?
much. Yes.
Is it 5 minutes?
5 minutes. No,
okay, I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. No problem.
All right. Listen to me. This is what I want to do. I want to put up a broadcast on Wednesday. I will see how that goes. If I get someone to do the graphics, but I'll be talking specifically on Nigeria and Nigerian issues, and that will, if you have a chance, please join. We'll post the posters early so that people can join to let's discuss, because we need to interrogate this a lot. And I will try. I have some of those people who are in obedient movement who are friends of mine. If any of them can come in to discuss on these issues, and then we go a little bit further, or as some people say, we'll go a little bit in towards it. Ogbabilo, give me your last 5 minutes, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, since now Okujewela is not a patriot as a Nigerian. She's not a Nigerian, by the way, an American. She got that job as an American. Because if she's not, like, she became American 2019. Matter of fact, Trump administration won't block her. Now, until when Biden RSC won the election in 2020, they come bring her come back after she has accepted to become an American citizen. First way come America over almost 40, 50 years ago, finish for Howard University. So now, so she's not working for, just like what humble, sorry, I know they see anyway, but my brother here said about the foreign interest that we are not visible. Now, then be that. They are with us. Now, British, during the British colonial time, and then they come put gum on our head. American style of getting access to the economy. They don't need other country. They will just use you, and that is one of them. And we can see, even though our village people they suffer, like you see, and my brother went us say, if you come Nigeria, you go see people they suffer. So even though American people tell us say Nigeria, it's true. Even though let's say our family is well off, but she's from a village in Nigeria that are not doing well. But she come and face the Nigerian president and say everything is going well, which is support. So deep down in her heart, you know that's not the reality. But hey, now people give her a job, and she just finish up her first term. So she's speaking. She's starting her second tenure. I think next month. So again. They have to do the election before Biden come up for office. So now one of those processes, they rush for her to come in again. So they had to do the election earlier before now. So I don't know why people see her as a success story when it comes to Nigeria. Yes, individually, privately, yes, but when we come to national conversation, national hero, now I mean, she's not among the. She's not going to make the list for my side because she's not a patron. My brother actually agreed that either WTO, World Bank, or whatever you call them, those are our problems today. And if she's in charge of, if she's the face of our problem, what else can we say? So I never see her, I don't take her as a serious person. And that's why I always advocate, if I have the opportunity to be in a position to actually say, maybe I put something for constitution. Once you live abroad, you don't have any business becoming an executive officer in Nigeria. Presidency, governor, local government chairman is off your reach. Go and serve somewhere else. Not because you are not good, but it's not. It doesn't make sense. Nobody can trust you. Once you school for abroad, though, you can't do for abroad. This is 2025. Now, those days, people are not educated. They need to come and get educated. No, it's bunked. My governor knows I've been speaking English. He's doing well, right? But on a more serious note, All these people, now them be our problem. All this, the guy that spoke earlier to use our chief of staff as an example, who's pretty much the wanted person here in America, but is at the top of our government, was a lawmaker at one point. So as far as I'm concerned, if you don't live abroad more than 5 years, whether as a student, whatever, go and work as a director, as somebody else, but don't come and be in a critical situation whereby you will be all at ransom, at any move you make. So people like her, yes, she's a success story. She came from a very humble background and she rose to the top of the world, but that's good. But when we bring to Nigeria as of today, if I want to talk the history of Nigeria today, 50 years from now, I will point out some of the problems that we have that we face. But when you have people like that around you, you cannot plan secretly. You can't have any policy that against the people that you know that they are problem. So that's why if you look at the difference between this administration and Buhari administration, you can tell the difference. Buhari deal with America from far. From far. You understand? Yeah, you might not agree with him. You understand? But his policy are patriot policy, are national policy. Even though he do it with here because so Tinubu is pretty much living in France and Washington. So is the worst among all of them.
You forget that a certain agency said that they are not their assets. So so let us leave it at that. I thank you guys so much for this evening. It's been wonderful having you guys.
Jim, like I said, don't think that there's any strategy opposition is bringing, or you're not in for them.
All right, let's have that discussion on Wednesday.
I would rather be surprised than to bet on it.
Okay. Thank you so much.
I'm with you too. Let me be surprised. I'll wait to be surprised.
I like to surprise people. My name is Surprise. So, yes, thank you. Stay humble. You guys have been wonderful. We had no bad boss, a civil discussion. It went on well. The way we like it. Everybody maintaining their cool. So, thank you, Chim. We look forward to seeing you again in a very short while. That is Saturday, or the Igbo section, which takes place on Friday. If you have time, please tune in. And
I've not seen them in a long time.
They were around, and we are trying to see how we can facilitate it coming more often.
Yeah, because 2 Fridays ago I was available. Nothing happened.
Yeah, they were there this week, but we'll see.
KJ, tell Kulata say that textbook fact, that textbook not there now. You both write and give us. No be our textbook.
Yeah, no. I used to believe so much in the publication and the writings until I came to America. So I realized that just write whatever they want to write and give us, and they should be doing their own thing. So you need to read their book. When you finish reading their book, now you take your African man sense, slap the thing, judge for yourself. If not,
she's not textbook fact. She's speaking textbook fact. I agree. Textbook now we write them.
No, now they write what they want to cuisine they put for their give us.
Nobody is saying that she's lying. She's not lying. She's saying exactly what is happening. So
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so very much. And have a good night. I want to also thank Kulata. Kulata, you've been. Thank you for all your comment and your contribution. And Real K, thank you so much for your contribution. Also, we really appreciate it. These things help us help the damages to be able to pay for this channel, because this channel is not free. The free one has only about 5 people. So but the mere fact we are content 10 of you means that it's not free. He pays from his own money, and so sometimes these things help us to go a long way to pay. Thank you again, Ovie. You're in fact, sometimes people should come to you for political analysis. I mean, you do very well. Whether I agree with you or not, there's always something to take away, and I appreciate that. Okay, thank you, Adama and AY for real. I don't really know. The quams you get with me. Let me hear go settle now. Heaven. You know, because I don't know what you mean by propaganda. Anything we say that is about government, you say it's propaganda. But can you come on set next Wednesday or Saturday so that we can talk about those things you regard as propaganda, and then you can now tell us why they are. You know, sometimes you all come up with this is all those things don't help. It doesn't help. The things that we're losing a nation. Since we're losing a nation, it's either we keep quiet and all get drowned, or we shout as we are shouting on this platform so that everybody can hear. And when people hear, they can adjust their cell. You can only adjust yourself if you hear the wind, or if you know the section that the wind is coming from. So far now, the wind is blowing us south, and we need to be going to the north. If the wind is blowing us south and we don't make any change, then means that we are all heading to one point, and which is what? Disintegration. And God forbid. And I've said that to say again, as we started the program, we are here to keep analyzing. And one of the analysis we've taken today is that majority of the people who have been in position of authority in Nigeria are not people who are patriotic. Their aim is not because they love Nigeria. Their aim is because they love Nigerian money. They love how much they can cut away. Now in Nigeria, there's a new style. You steal for yourself. You steal the one you give EFCC. You steal the one who will take go court. You steal the one who will take pay lawyer. Then you go and now relax and walk your dog in the streets of America, just like we saw the former governor of Anambra State. But you could not build a pavement, a walkway in Anambra State for the 8 years you were there. But you are happy walking that dog along a city, a country that have taken their time to develop theirs. What an end. Okay. Because I'm a Christian, I won't curse you. But what is unfortunate? It's really unfortunate. And so, Nigerians, let us get up. It's time now for us to stop electing people who are hirelings. Hirelings don't help you develop your company. Hirelings only come and go. Hirelings do not care whether your roof is caving in. Hirelings do not care whether your farm is doing well. The only people that care and take care of the father's house are sons. Let's look in our communities. We have sons, people whose desire is not that they want to come and impoverish you, but they want to help you to what? To develop. Develop your family, develop your economy, develop your community. If we refuse, and we keep doing what we saw, this show of shame we just saw in the last local government election, then I'm afraid that this ship is totally going to crash. I say that with all sense of responsibility. No country advances the way we are going. No country allows one man to carry his whole budget and do as he likes. No country does that and goes, develops. That means that we don't have a future. That means that our children don't have a future. That means that our great-grandchildren don't have a future. That means that whatever we have now, as it has continuously gone down the drain, it will keep going until we have nothing. And I say that with due respect to all of you who are in positions of authority. Do what you should do to bring development. In the words of Professor Jerry Ghana, if you're a governor, govern well. If you're a president well. If you're a local government chairman well. If you're a councillor well. If you're a House of Representative man, represent us well. Say the things that will bring about development in your community, in Nigeria as a whole. Leave tribalism alone, that has never developed anybody, any state, any country. Leave nepotism alone, that has never helped. Leave sectionalism out. We are all Nigerians, irrespective of where we are, north, south, east, or west. But if you don't think that is good enough, then let us do something that will benefit everybody. Benefit the north, benefit the middle belt, benefit the east, benefit the south, and benefit the west. So that all man can realize their God-given potentials. Right now, Nigerians are not the happiest people on earth right now. Everybody is, going through a weight, earning wages that cannot even take them home. And yet, in this same country, people are buying private jets. The airspace is full of private jets. Nigeria has one of the highest number of private jets in the world. Right now in this country, people are driving Escalade. They are driving Escalade. They are driving Rolls Royce. They are driving Bugattis. They are driving Ferraris. They are driving all kinds of in a place where people are suffering from abject poverty, where $1 is not even able, they don't even feed on $1 a day. I think it's time for us to have a conscience. Have a conscience for your people. Have a conscience for your people. Have a conscience for the people of Nigeria. Pity us, I beg you. Pity us. Pity us. The other day, Cameroonian was saying that they are thinking of inviting Nigeria to begin to come for foreign aid in Cameroon because the Naira have become almost worthless. They could not pity us. When the president was coming, he said, let the poor breathe. President, the poor are not breathing, no. The poor are dying, are perishing. It's just in case nobody is telling you, the poor is not breathing. Do something. Do something. And I want to thank all of you who have been here with us. Every one person on the comment section, we thank you guys. We appreciate your being here. Each time the door open, Kulata, Obi, AY for real, Adama, and all the people who I cannot mention their name, right now. We really appreciate your coming to this session. You guys make it rock. And so without you, there will be no us. And based on that, if we didn't discuss your issue today, you can always come back tomorrow and put your comment, your issues on the comment, and we'll be able to pick it up and discuss it. But on that note, we want to say thank you so very much. Nigeria will make it. If we don't make it, I don't know where we'll be. Think about it. We are 230 million people. What will happen of West Africa? What will happen? They say Nigeria holds a population of Africa. More than half of Africa population is in Nigeria. Gentlemen, let's think deeper. Let's think outside of tribe. Let's do something for our people. And I'll leave you with my uncle. I like the way he talks about things.
1,911,844,833 naira and 46. I'll take that again. 1,911,844,833 1 trillion. This money is too much for me.
And it's legitimately. There are few like me that are not. All the people who are in this country, they make government money. This one never turned government money. They stole government money. Everybody you see today who say they are billionaires, they have this, they have that. In 1997, 98, they are nowhere. Zero. Ask them. Zero. You don't want to get angry. Any day I get angry, I will call my names. We were there last night. I told you, I said, stop using our dollar. Let us see how they will. Because they have no business. Let them stop using our dollar. They are stealing money and changing to dollars. They pack dollars in their house. How can the economy be well? It's not possible.
Aloe, if we move, I am Adure, Lele, Adure Lele. Idu kwa samaka onyoma odiga powder. Idu kwa samupu onyoma odiga fomu. Idu kwa samishi onyoma odiga pilu. Ololololo aturu bwebule wakawa iwariwo. Ice Rosa Olerio, Rosanna Olerio, Rosanna Olerio, Adikadimba. Adure Oleri, Adure Olerio, Adure, Aturubwebule Wakawa, Iurio, Adure, Adure Lele, Adure, Adure Lele. Idu kwa samaka onyoma odika powder. Idu kwa samuku onyoma odika fomu. Idu kwa samishi onyoma odika pilu. Ololo